just beautiful, untouchable entity on this.
Literally.
No one's like, where's Brittany's butthole?
Nobody wants
Can we
to
ask
see my
her on a
butthole.
date?
You have children, and I feel like people take that as, I mean, that's sacred in a way. You have the body of, like, your body is a temple. Like, you created people. My body,
That's
they're
true.
just like, you know what?
My body did just kind of create a person in there.
You know, they didn't ask about your butthole
Yeah,
either.
that's true. And that's why.
And neither am I,
I
so
would be
you
like,
can just
it's
stop right
currently
there.
bloody.
Neither am I.
Well, fine. I guess if we don't
We're being
wanna
really
talk-
funny, so we should probably start recording.
We should
Oh,
probably
we
come up with
could.
our intro.
Yeah.
What if that was the intro? Here we go! Honestly, same.
Ooh, honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly,
Honestly,
same.
same. Honestly,
Honestly, same. Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
That's the music, and then I'll cut to the music.
I don't know what we said, though. What is it?
A lot of
Honestly,
stuff about your butthole.
Same.
And yours, yeah.
No, we can't say that the butthole thing because we're pretending we don't know what these questions are.
Well, they know that we've seen them.
And also,
But we
it
haven't
doesn't say
looked
anything
over them.
specific about your butthole. Or
Actually,
does
yeah,
it?
there's not one butthole question in here, actually. There's nothing about buttholes.
Watch our triple X questions.
We just
Watch
made
our
it about
our
buttholes.
triple X episode.
Yeah, we just
There's
made it
something
about
about
Yeah.
buttholes.
Are we officially in the episode now? Did the
I
song
don't
play?
know.
Did anyone hear the song play? I think
Yeah.
it played. I think we're here. Well, in that case, hi everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back
Hi.
to Honestly Same. We still have not gotten Leah fixed since last season.
We've been pretty busy.
Welcome to another little bonus Q&A episode. Are these called like mid-season
Well,
bonus
it's not
episodes? Because it's not
mid-season.
mid-season, right? But
Post-season.
we're in between seasons.
Yeah, postseason.
Post-season, pre-season. Post-pre.
Post preseason.
Post-pre-season episode of Honestly Same.
You know our little post breeze.
Yeah, the little post-pre. We're doing another one for you. We did one in between season 1 and 2. And now between season 2 and hopefully season 3, we are back at the table.
And it's
I say hopefully
not
season
funny.
3 because if she doesn't get that elbow fixed, there's no fucking way we're making this work. She is injured.
We gotta get my brain fixed. We gotta
I
fix my
know.
elbow.
But we are all here. I'm Ross.
I'm Leah.
What if I just wasn't here? I'm Brittany.
And yes, all of you wonderful Samesies submitted on a bunch of questions this time. So we should probably get
Good bit.
started because if not, this is going to be a 3-hour episode.
I think the first question's going to take us a while to answer.
yes, it's very true. So yeah, well, let's just dive into the questions. We'll do what we normally do. We'll go around this way. Does that mean I start?
You should.
And it's good that we're starting with the end of the questions with our first one that's not a question at all, but just a
It
very,
might be my favorite.
very kind comment that someone left us here.
And I want more specifics about it.
I would love to. So also to clarify, like most of these questions were submitted through an anonymous link, one of those SGL. What is it? SGL anonymous.
Ask
link, whatever
FM.
that
I know,
link
that's
is.
literally what I was thinking. I was like, you're the one that created the link, so I have no idea.
It's that app that everyone will post and be like, ask me whatever you want. It's like all the.
I'm
anime
afraid
things,
of
something.
those because people say mean things in those sometimes.
There was one when we were like teenagers. What was that one
I
called?
think it was
Ask
Ask
that
FM,
what
right?
it was?
Ask.fm.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, this one probably isn't that cool. But whatever this is, and whoever this person is that said this, we will never know. But if you would like to reveal you and your family's identity, please
Please, I need
DM
to know.
one of us and let us know. Because this first comment that we got is just so wonderful. And it just says, my parents really like you.
And we really like your parents.
And,
We do.
And I don't know if
Probably.
that was geared at one person in particular, or if your parents are just big fans of the
Honestly
show.
Same.
They're big Samesies.
They
We
love
gotta-
I like
watching their
that.
YouTube
Yeah.
on their TV.
Yes, you got a Samesy household, and I appreciate
God,
that.
I'm
I like that.
Yes.
So, well, first one down.
I'm going to go ahead and
It's
mark
all-
that.
Big,
Yeah.
big love to the donut. Doesn't?
Oh, no.
Oh, it doesn't mark off when I mark it off, right?
Oh.
This is how it was. Yeah, see,
Wait, did you just...
for anyone who's
Took it off.
for anyone who's been really following along, you know the note troubles that we've had as we try to do a shared note for this show, and Brittany has not been able to get in
Ever.
until now.
And now I'm ruining
She
it.
might be
touch
kicked
it.
out of it quicker than what she
No,
got in.
because it shows that it's checked off. It's just specifically like not doing anything else. It's not making it go away.
Well, let's see if we can make question number 2 go away. Leah?
Okay, the next question is, who do you have pinned on iMessage? let me go in here actually. I have my husband Nick, my BFF Jamie, a group of Nick and Jamie and her husband. So as you can tell, there's a theme here.
Okay.
Honestly, same.
Wow.
My
Yeah, me too, totally.
She's pinning it.
I think I just saw her slide it up there. Wait a second.
I have one that's just labeled Stengers, so it's my mom, dad, and sisters in a group chat, and then the band chat. Glasslands Co-ed is what it's called because
Incredible.
I'm included in it. I guess there's one without me that's not
Leah
co-ed.
is in a band once again.
Yes, it's called Glasslands. Go check us out on Spotify and everywhere else that you also
Wherever
can
you're
find
checking
us.
this podcast out right now, you can also
You
find
can
music there.
also-
I bet the internet's wild.
Yeah, there's music that you can listen to in the same places you can listen to talking. It's
I know you just get on Spotify to listen to us, but you should check out.
Yeah, there's other stuff out there,
Yeah.
guys. You can find something. Get you and your parents to go check some new stuff out. It's really
Have
not
your
a big deal.
parents go check out Glasslands.
There's
I
a-
think they'll love
There's
it.
a lot on the internet. Brittany, who do you have pinned other than Honestly Same, of course?
Yeah,
Forever. That's always been there.
absolutely. Don't zoom in when you edit this.
I'm going to try and capture your thumb sliding it up.
I watched it happen.
Oh yeah. I was like, I hope I can hold this in because I'm trying it. Zach, Laura, Kelly, Celine, Alex. Honestly, Same, of course, and my mom.
Of course.
Okay.
I actually don't have your guys in because when I open the messages, if it's up there, and that's why I like never reply, is because if you open them up there,
Yeah.
then you can't see that you had a message.
Yeah, there's like not like the same notifications up there. It's pretty much just like,
Okay.
hey, here's people you can click on.
You
So
don't
that
have
makes
any-
sense.
Well, that's spoilers.
So yeah, my answer, it doesn't matter if you added us just now or not. I don't have anyone pinned. I don't do the pin thing in my messages. I
Well,
I
aren't
don't.
you just so cool?
I'm different and very
Ross
unique.
He would
Never
have
had
like
a top
25
8.
pins, so
Yeah.
You think
Then
I
it would
know
be
40
pointless.
You think I know 45 people?
I think
Go ahead.
14.
I think you'd have 14 pins.
So yeah, there. I don't. I
It'd
don't
be
do the
me.
pin
It'd be
thing.
Brittany. It'd be me and Brittany.
Collectively, yes, yes.
Daphne.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have any pins. I don't know. For some reason, I just don't want to do that. I don't know why.
we're not going to pressure you.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't get the notifications, so probably better that
See?
you don't.
I like to stay really up to date with everything.
Really
Okay, another
Really
question.
very up to date.
Done.
All
Brittany.
right.
love this one. I've been dying to answer it. My friend always talks about you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking about it.
Thank you.
I'm imagining this is that same person whose parents also, and they're just like their entire
They tell their whole
world.
family, and
Yes.
everyone's like, "Yeah, Jan, they're real great."
Everyone is like talking about honestly same in the world.
Or she's saying, my friend always talks about you so much. Like, what if they're talking shit?
What if
Oh,
they're talking so
damn.
much shit about? And by thank you, we mean fuck you.
Yeah, thanks for
So
listening.
either thank you so much or fuck you so much.
Keep listening to find out what you don't like about us. Thanks for the views.
Yeah, thanks for the views.
Thanks for the fucking money
Yeah, your hate is making us stronger.
and richer.
Yeah.
All right.
Patreon. bitch.
Don't say anything mean, actually.
But otherwise, if none of that is the case, thanks to you and your friend, I guess, for talking about
And your parents.
us or whoever individually that also could have been aimed at, and your parents. Yes. Favorite memory you've made so far this year? You know what? Here's the thing that just actually happened. I don't remember if I shared this in the bucket list episode, but we talked a lot about last season, bucket lists and fun things we wanted to do and fun experiences. I just got to check one off of my bucket list that I didn't think was at all possible because it sounded so silly. I had it on my bucket list, be a Ghostbuster for a day.
I think you either
Oh.
had told us off or on the podcast, but I
Yeah.
did know that.
I just got to do that.
I saw that.
recently. I got to get suited up, custom patch, all this sort of stuff. Got to join the Ohio Ghostbusters.
How'd you do that?
I know a guy.
So he cheated.
He's in your pinned people.
Yeah, he is now on my pin. No, I met a fellow filmmaking friend who then revealed that he was a part of the Ghostbusters, and I casually was like, "Oh, dude, that's crazy! It's on my bucket list to be a Ghostbuster for a day." And he's like, "Okay, then we're gonna do that." And I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Let me help you cross that off
See,
your
it's
bucket
so
list."
good that we have
That's
the
why you
bucket
share
list.
those things, you guys. So yeah, I got to be custom suited up, join the Ghostbusters
What if we
for a
didn't
day.
actually? What if that wasn't the one of the ones? And he listens back and he's like, "That guy lied to me."
Yeah, this guy lied. I told him to leave me alone. He's been begging me to let him join the
anyone says
Ghostbusters.
what their job is, and be like, I've always wished to be a part of that. I'm a millionaire. That is on my
That's on
bucket
my
list.
bucket list. What? That's so
Wow,
crazy.
that's so wild.
And then got to attend the premiere, the one of the Ohio premieres of the new Ghostbusters movie.
How was it?
So, well, the movie was great, and then we spent like an hour and a half before taking pictures with like kids and families and all that sort of stuff.
Winry's
Wow.
As a
obsessed
Ghostbuster.
with the Ghostbusters cartoon right now. Their Easter
Wow, I
basket
wish
stuff
she
is
would've
actually
been
like
there.
all
She
of the
would have thought I
Ghostbusters
was
stuff.
so cool.
Well, you could have let us know.
I know I should have. I really should.
She would have thought you were so cool. I think Zach
You're
actually.
gonna
showed her
have to
pictures.
show up probably in your new Ghostbusters.
Did you get
I
to
can
keep
do that.
it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
I got the suit and everything. We're good. So
Wow.
yeah, that I guess for me, I got to be a Ghostbuster.
That's
and
amazing.
Cross it off the bucket list.
So far this year, oh my God, it's like, what, March? The end of March right now? It's all a blur to me. I'm like, what have I done this year? Let's see. Favorite memory you've made so far this year? Do you have one already?
I do.
Why don't you go? Because I feel like I need a minute.
Okay, I have two.
Good. Because you know what? I need 2 minutes.
Don't worry.
Buy it some time.
Getting a puppy.
Oh, yes. Tell us about puppy.
We're now a family of how many? 6. Zach, me, Ambrose, Winry, Salem, Casper, Dracula. How many
Ross.
is that? Okay, did you just count 10 fingers? Because that's not helpful. Ross.
List them again because I wasn't counting. I was just waiting to see if
Just
you
like,
listed
and
me.
Ross.
You guys are being really funny. It's really hard for me to think right now about
Stay
my
in your-
favorite
stay in
memory.
your
So
bubble,
trying to get
Leah.
back in her head.
Think to yourself, all right? We're trying to have fun over here.
Please stop listening to me. Yeah, I drove 3 hours to go get him for Zach. That was his Christmas present. So we got to surprise the kids. I kept telling the kids that it was something big, so they couldn't ride in the car because I was like, I'm gonna go get you a surprise. But they were like, surprise, just take us with you. And I was like, it's way too big. You can't fit in the car. So when I got home, and Zach has that recording on the camera, but when I walk in, Winry like doesn't see the dog because she's like, so where's the big thing? So it's just silent for like 10 seconds, and then she's like, puppy.
Oh,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How hard was
Wow.
it to keep that a secret?
I said it around them about 45 times.
They just never they were like,
I would just
"That doesn't
gaslight them
apply to me."
after. If they were like puppy, I'd be like, I said,
Putt.
yeah, we're going golfing later.
And then you went putt-putting a lot over the last couple of months.
Been doing that a lot the last few months. Yeah.
And then the other thing is I just saw Group Love, the band.
Okay.
I had no intention on going when my friends asked me to go with her, and it was one of the best shows I've ever been to.
Oh,
like,
that's
it was
awesome.
so incredible. Do you guys know who Group Love is?
I've heard of
They're
them.
really old.
I think I've
Well,
listened
they're
to
not really old,
a
but they've been
song.
around since like 2009. I've never really listened to them, but their songs are really good, and they're like, it's a husband and a wife, but they've also have like their band, and they're just like, what word am I looking for on stage? Because they're together.
Bone apple teeth.
Just really close, but not quite. We're like on the edge here.
Amazing.
Like
Wonderful.
rapport. They're rapport together, but that's not the word I'm looking. Chemistry.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, what the fuck were
I
you
was
going?
close with bone apple teeth.
Chemistry, bone apple teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Was really incredible, and I don't like to be out late, and I was like not wanting the show to end.
That's really
Love that.
good.
Yeah.
That's super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when you actually have those nights of like, oh, I don't want to go home. That's how you know it was a good night. Because I always want to go home. As far as like the favorite memory I've made this year, I feel like so far, like there have been a lot of really good times I've had, but honestly, picking up a new instrument and learning a new instrument, that's not like one specific day or time, but like I feel like I'm building kind of a new part of myself, and I think that's my favorite thing I've done so far this year.
I love that.
Yes. Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so that might be a cop out. I don't know, but
Nope.
I'm
It
copping
counts
out.
because this is our show.
That's right.
I think it's you, Leah.
Do you believe in soulmates? I believe that soulmates are, it's not one person on this earth. I think soulmates are people that you have loved in your past lives, whether it was family or actual lovers or friends. And I think that you just click with people because you are made of the same stardust and that kind of thing. I don't necessarily think that there's one person necessarily out there for everyone, but I do believe everything happens for a reason. So somewhere in the middle, maybe. I don't know if I'm like, these people are meant to be together, but I think that there's definitely a little magic in the air. I think there's things that bind us together that we don't know about, maybe on a different like plane of living, but I don't know if it's as simple as two people amongst a jillion of people, if that makes sense. What about you guys?
I agree.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I could explain it any different than that. I agree with everything that Leah just said.
I'm really good at
Honestly,
talking.
Same.
Honestly, same. All
My
right.
thing
great.
is not updating, just so everyone knows. Is your guys'?
Are you on airplane mode?
No.
Okay, I put mine on airplane mode, and so now when I'm checking them off, they're not disappearing.
Are
Okay,
you
I'm
on
just gonna put my phone
X
on
Games
airplane
mode?
I'm just gonna do a backflip on the table right now.
Let's do it.
1 second.
I'm just gonna go.
All right. Oh, yay. Get started.
I love that you get this one. Are you so excited to ask this one? Isn't this great for you?
I can't wait to answer this question.
Yeah, I want to know what your answer. Everyone has to answer this.
Best way to ask Ross on a date with
So will you word it as if you're asking him on a date?
yes. How would you like to go to the gym and then Chipotle straight afterward, and then watch a movie?
Shit. I just got married.
I
Wow.
just got married.
Yeah,
And I just got married.
incredible. Yeah,
Ross,
that was
how would
great.
you ask you on a date?
Oh, well, right now, if I were to ask me on a date, I would say, hey, can I text your girlfriend and ask you if I can take you out on a date? And then depending on what she says, that'll be your answer.
So I'm going to text your girlfriend, ask her how she feels about it. And then
Perfect.
same
So
thing.
everyone should just ask for your girlfriend's number first.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey,
I'll
can I
give
have your
you-
girlfriend's number?
Yes, I'll give you your contact info, and then you can run it through there and see what happens. Yeah.
For those of you who missed in between seasons, Ross officially has a girlfriend.
A lot of stuff happened
Yeah.
between last season and our pre-season.
Our post-pre.
Our post-preseason right now.
Oh, I keep wanting to say post-op. And I'm like,
post-op.
post-operation.
Send us well wishes.
So yeah, that is the new best way to ask me on a date.
Perfect. All right. Well, then it's your turn.
Oh, 3 things you can't live without: Chipotle, scary movies, and
The gym.
the gym.
That you just listed.
Everything that Brittany just listed into why we got married in this very moment. Last season, I was dating Leah. This season, I'll be married to Brittany while also having a real life girlfriend as well. Things are going great for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, those are the
Season
3 things.
three's
I,
gonna be crazy.
let me rephrase my answer. The 3 things I can't live without: my real life girlfriend, my honestly same girlfriend Leah, and my honestly same wife Brittany. Those are the 3 things
I like
can't
that you're
live
wife material, and I'm just sitting over here waiting.
Well, here's the thing: you had a whole season
Two.
To marry him.
to marry me, and she
When did
it
you
in
propose?
She did. I don't know.
She asked if you wanted to go to Chipotle.
But apparently that's the same thing.
That's
Yeah,
that's the mix.
Oh.
Chipotle in the gym and
What about what I want?
scary
You ever
movie?
think about that?
Oh,
Did you ever think about that?
my
No,
bad.
you were too busy thinking about yourself.
You're right. And that's a lesson in whatever that is.
The 3 things I can't live without are food, water, and shelter.
Wow.
No, I feel like this is hard. I feel like there's always we always have those there's usually always a question whether we're playing a card game or I think even last in between pre there was a what's the one thing you can't live without, and I always say without fail my round brush blow dryer.
Yes.
Correct.
Black hair dye and beans. That's it. I mean, those,
I want someone who hasn't exactly listened to every episode of this podcast to think that you mean just literal beans.
yeah.
I just love a pinto bean.
It's funny because for somebody that was a vegetarian, I broke vegetarian. I'm eating chicken now, by the way.
See,
Look at how
another
much is
thing.
changing. You guys.
I am not really a huge fan of eating beans. Maybe because I have a dog named Beans, it feels wrong.
That makes sense. That makes
Cannibal-like.
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are the 3 things you can't live without?
I'm gonna go the no people route because it would just take up my whole list if I
I
did
know. Well, you at least like your people list is 3 people. It's perfect.
that. Exactly, but I'm not using all of my things I can't live without on them.
I know, right? Well, beans was a big one for me, so
Yeah, you're like, he took up most of the circle.
he would be the one thing if it was one thing.
Yes. Reese sticks. I always go back. Probably just the TV in general. And all my animals. Because of course I can't live without my kids. But I really think I would die if something happened to my cats.
Yeah.
And now my dog. Also, just like disclaimer, I've never been a dog person. I don't dislike dogs. I love dogs when they're not mine, but I never love the idea of like taking them out and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But it's like so easy when it's your dog. You're just like, yeah, you gotta go pee and you're my baby. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
You'll do anything for them just
Yep.
because you gotta, because you love them.
Yep.
I'm a dog person that has cats. Just
I'm
to
a cat
clarify.
person that has a dog. But I
See?
got the cattiest dog I could find.
See, I have the doggiest cats. It's so funny. I think that they just pick up on that. They're
Yeah.
like, you need this from me, and I'm gonna be that.
I can be what you want me to be.
You have the. I feel like your cat's very cat.
You have like the babyest cat.
She is a baby.
Yeah, she's not like the shitty side of cats. She's like the nice side of cats.
best.
Yeah, she's the please give me pets and I want to be your
Please
friend.
brush me for the love of God. Please brush
Fluffy
me.
girl.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, it's my turn. What's something you're proud of but never get to brag about? Oh, I'm really loud, God. Like I brag a lot. I don't know if I have anything I don't get to brag a lot about. I'm really good at video games. I don't know if I say that a lot. But I'm really fucking good at it. Really good
That's
at
so
them.
sick.
So take that, everyone else.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, you just
Maybe get
lost.
better at games. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, fight me online in a
1v1
in a
me,
game,
bro.
probably. Yeah.
What's
Brittany?
yours? I
Oh.
don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I'm also very loud about all the things that.
Brag more, people.
Yeah, just brag more.
Just
Own up to the
brag.
things
That's
that
kind of
you're
how I feel. I just like
good at. I don't really hide anything, especially on this show. The amount of stuff that we've like dug up, where I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I actually do think I'm really good at that, or I am proud of that. Like, I don't know
You
if I
do
have.
that a lot, yeah. Where you're like, ooh, you guys have that problem? Can't relate to that. I'm perfect.
Sorry. Okay, listen. You guys say that all the time.
that you're perfect.
Yes,
I don't know if that's ever come out of my mouth.
I hear him say it all the time.
Just not when the camera's on.
It's like that we start recording and then they're like, "Oh, Roz sucks," and I'm like, before we recorded,
Before that, we're getting him Chipotle.
yeah, they're like, "Wow, Roz, you're amazing, you're so perfect," and I'm like, "Guys,
Which
come
one of us
on.
are you marrying, Ron?
Please hurry up and decide." Yeah, I don't know. Is there something that any of us think that the other person?
Should brag about more?
Yeah, maybe that's a cooler way to.
I'm buzzing in my ears, so I'm waiting for it to go away so I can use my brain. So you guys tell me what I'm good at.
You are in that seat. I feel like it's always that seat for some reason.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we don't have answers for this either. I don't know.
That's
I think
too
that's a
good of
good
a
thing,
question.
yeah.
That's too good of a question. We will think about that a lot more probably because
There's
Yeah.
a
I don't know.
possibility that 17 questions down from here, we're gonna circle back to that.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but we got a lot to get through. So hey, you know what? We're all proud of all the things that we do, and we all think each other are perfect. That is a absolute fact.
except me, who is really good at video games.
Yeah.
And Leah is also very good.
I
at video games,
answered
yes.
it. I answered it.
I did answer it.
Okay. It's your turn, Brittany.
What do you miss the most about being a kid? I think what I miss the most about being a kid is my room.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
great.
Just like any room that I had as a kid, how it evolved with me being a kid and it had
Yeah.
all of my stuff.
Ooh, rearranging your room as a kid
That
was like
dope.
That was medicine.
oh,
yes.
that was That,
Just the
that
best.
could cure everything.
In the middle of the night, just like being as quiet as you can. Good times.
I think mine would be how special weekends felt.
Oh yeah.
And like spending
Ooh,
like
and
Friday
summer
night,
break.
yes, and like things like that, and like Cartoon Fridays on Cartoon Network.
oh,
Did anybody ever watch-
cartoons.
Yes, yeah, things like that, like how special like cartoons used to feel too.
Yeah.
because
Oh,
there's sometimes I try to
and-
go back to watch them now, and like it's like fun. I'm like I enjoy this, but it doesn't that spark isn't there, and I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't made for me anymore.
Seasonal episodes of cartoons are the best episodes. And watching them on a break, like watching a Christmas special of something when you're on Christmas break.
Yeah, or like waiting an entire week for like that special.
Yes.
You're like, how did the cartoons know it's Christmas?
Yes.
They live in the TV.
Incredible.
Halloween episodes.
Yes. So those things feeling special, like having that to kind of look forward to all the time.
Yeah.
That would be mine.
I think for me, it's like how close everybody felt. You know what I mean? Like I used to do a lot of family stuff when I was a kid. Like for every Easter, we came down here to Columbus and we like got together with family. We got together with family for pretty much every holiday that was like a major one. And like I had family just closer, and you know, your friends, everybody just felt like you were more encapsulated by love. And then as you get older, you're so independent that you almost have to like
you realize
make
everyone
time
else
for
is
that.
their own person with their own life, and it's not just like, okay, we gather magically, everyone is in this room.
It takes a village, you know what I mean? So it's like you had a village when you were a kid, and then you become an adult and your village sort of becomes like, okay, well, I'm going to go do my own thing now that like you're your own person. And that's like great because you become an adult and you're like, yeah, I can do all this stuff on my own. But it is sort of sad to like back up and be like, ooh, like when I see my cousins at Christmas, I'm like, what do I talk about with you? Like those kinds of things where we used to just like run and play and have sleepovers every weekend. Like, I would say the magic of all of that stuff is what I miss the most.
Well, now that we're bummed out we're not children anymore. Next question. Is it me?
I think so.
If you could give a TED Talk, what would the topic be? Probably things that I try and find a way to rant about every one of these episodes. Things like finding ways to have a joy-filled and fulfilled life. That would probably be my TED Talk.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of what we choose in these episodes is because we're like, I really just want to go off about this thing. So I feel like I've already had multiple TED Talks, so I don't know if I can just choose one.
Yeah, folks, you got 2 seasons worth of TED Talks from all of us.
We'll just insert the part where Leah was like, is that where you ran about something for like an hour? Yeah, we do that.
We do that on a weekly basis. Go scroll up
check
a
it
little
out.
bit. Scroll down, you'll find more episodes. I don't know if I can choose one specific thing because what you just said is like encompasses what we do sort of. So I feel like I would probably just agree with what you said.
Brittany, anything different?
If I was gonna have a TED Talk, I don't know.
I feel like you would do a TED Talk, like a fun TED Talk on like final girls
Oh, that would be so fun.
and the idea of a final girl. and
Yeah.
what it
Well, what
means.
would mine be? You gave one to her and you didn't give one to me.
Yours would be how to be better at video games.
Okay,
There you go.
Sure.
I
say that.
People are gonna listen to this episode and be like,
cry.
so they didn't answer 90%
No.
of the
The
questions.
questions.
Not at all. But folks, we have a lot to get through.
We
Okay, you're
do.
gonna get a couple answers out of these. Leah, you're up.
If every human came with a waning label, what would yours say? I don't know.
I got mine.
What's yours?
Mine would be warning, feels everything too much always.
Wow.
That would be mine.
That's a good one. I wish I would have thought of that before you said it.
We can I'll cut that out and you can
Just
put
say,
yours.
put my mouth saying what you just
Yeah.
said. What do you have anything? Britt?
Mine would be warning chronic bailer / do not make me cry. You will ruin my life.
Mine would say warning, always late.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
good.
That would be
That's
mine.
good. Yep.
Yep.
Those are good. Those are good.
Okay.
Wow, guys, we answered a question.
Wow. It took
Check
me a
mark of
while.
that bad boy.
I had to listen to you guys first, and then I was like, oh yeah, I do stuff
I'm
that's
gonna jump in.
problematic. I'm like, oh wait, shit. I was 20 minutes late today. I'm like, no, I'm perfect. I don't need a warning label.
You're like, let me listen to what you guys got going on over there.
Warning, so perfect you can't handle. Who's up?
Okay.
Brittany?
Is it me?
I think so.
Describe your current partner / relationship in 3 words. Happy, fulfilled. Are those the same thing?
No, I feel like those are different.
And I think very in tune.
I like
Like
that.
we're on the same like wavelength, even when things are going like regardless of how they're going, we're like on the same like, wavelength.
That makes sense because it's always not, going to be sunshine and rainbows, but you're
Yeah.
always on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I would say mine would be supportive, safe, and
Sexy.
The 3 S's, baby.
Insert the S that we all drew in middle school.
And this S.
Supportive, safe, and sexy.
The 3 lines that you connect
I think
to the 3 other lines.
I don't remember what my third one was now, and so yeah,
You're welcome.
It'll stay sexy now.
I would say silly. That's another S one. I think the silliness in my relationship is probably like the most like important thing most of the time, because we can't take life too seriously.
No,
so
it's
the
fun.
silliness
It's funner
is
that way.
the silliness is very important to me. I also would want to say safe, because it just feels like I'm just like wrapped in a warm blanket all the time. And I want to like use a word nobody's used yet, but you all said such good ones.
Oh, you wanted sexy?
I wanted sexy. We all know he's sexy. Let's see. I can't have another S, because then I'll be
We
just.
got to move on to another letter of the alphabet.
Yeah. How about comforting.
Good.
Yeah, I find
good.
comfort in my man's.
That's really good.
Yeah.
You should.
We all
As
yeah,
one
we all did
does.
it.
We all did it.
Yeah, we all did it. Move on.
Yep. Okay. I think it's your turn, Ross. right?
What's something non-sexual that turns you on? I feel like we've
I
answered
definitely
this
think we
question
have.
in like either the Triple X
Yeah.
or like the We're Not Really Strangers episode, and I don't know if I ever remember what I ever said or if I even have a good answer. What's something non-sexual that
When Zach
if you guys have something?
backs into a parking spot because I cannot do that to save my life.
That was
Yeah.
yours, wasn't it? When they put their arm.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm like,
You're like, hold on, put the seat back real quick.
Leah, do you have anything?
I love. This is specifically a Nick thing, I think, but the way that his hair is like falls on the back of his
You
neck.
Does
have
it have
said
a
that
little
before,
flip?
yep.
He has a little flip. He has a little ducktail, and like when it's long enough, it's just like the way it flips. Like it's just so cute.
I love that
I just
so
love
much.
it.
I don't know.
You don't love Nick's hair the way that it falls on the back of his
That's
neck.
what I was. That's what I was pondering. I don't know if
He
it does
doesn't
it
want
for
to have
me.
the same thing as you.
Yeah. Oh man, I wanted Nick's hair flip. I'll just say my girlfriend being around me in general is something that easily turns me on. So yep, we'll go with that.
Perfect.
For keeping this episode moving.
Yep.
That's my answer.
Was that you?
That was me. Yes.
Okay. What's something that gives you the ick? Like about people or like just in general? Because like sometimes eggs,
Oh, don't get me started if we're talking about food.
Because like sometimes, like eggs just like sound real bad sometimes.
I've had
That's yeah.
They just
Or-
sound real icky
Yeah.
sometimes.
bad chicken experiences in a row. Like I
Ooh.
literally don't know when I'm going to eat chicken again. I literally was like, I'm not going to eat meat anymore.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Look
So
at us.
that's
Look
where
at
I'm at.
us. We
I
just
know.
traded.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going food, I guess. We're
Going
going food. We did an ick.
We
like,
did.
We had
Yeah,
something
we
about
did
ick
talk
at
definitely
one
a
answered
point.
lot
this.
about what we hate about people. So you can go find that episode.
Listen to the toxic masculinity episode.
Yeah, there's one on there. There's a lot of icks in that episode. I don't know.
Here's I'll name more. Bad breath. That's one.
Great.
Yeah.
Just bad hygiene in general. That's icky. It's just an icky thing. If we're
when
talking
people
about
are
people.
in your like personal bubble.
Yeah.
And they like
Yeah.
just get a little too close. Or when people, and this is not like to fault, but I also don't know when to walk away from a conversation. So when the other person also doesn't know when to,
You're just stuck.
I never want to talk to you again once we get out of here. Don't ever look at me again.
Does that count as an ick? Because my ick would be when people don't know how to. end
Okay,
a
so like
conversation.
so when people are not self-aware, maybe, and like
Lack of
when it comes to like
self-awareness,
social
yes.
cues, kind of a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not listening in
And-
a conversation.
oh, yeah, that's not a good
That's
one.
a good one too.
I don't listen a lot of the time when I'm trying to think of my own answers. So
Well, this-
sorry.
I know earlier she's
I
like,
will-
stop the podcast. I need to think.
Yeah,
In
I
this-
will listen to this conversation later, like when it goes live.
Yeah. No,
Sorry.
in this, we're basically taking a test every 30 seconds for this. So cut us some slack, people. All right.
I don't know the right answer. Okay. Was that me? That was me. So it's
Okay.
you now.
How important is sex in a relationship? I think that it's different for every single person.
Yeah, I was gonna say that depends on the relationship. Are you asking in our relationships?
I don't think it's like, I think that it's only important if you want it to be important, and it wavers in the relationship and the time period. And
that makes sense.
I don't think it's like the biggest deal, but it's obviously like a part of a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I could answer it any differently or better than that. And I also feel like we have
answered this
We have.
before.
We've
I think
answered that on past
in the past, and
episodes.
I think
And some of these things are going to be like a one answer is going to fit all.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
not really
for sure.
more that we could dive into there.
for sure.
Most important thing you've learned over the years about love. That's a good question.
Over the years, we're all so old.
Over the
years.
Over the years, what I've learned about love.
Back in my days in New York, let me tell you, I thought I knew what love was.
I learned how to do a really good accent.
Amelia Earhart?
I can only do one. Leave me alone.
Someone who doesn't know that reference is like, that's not how Amelia Earhart talks. Yeah. Most important thing you've learned about love. What do you guys got? This might be one of those cases where I can't think of it until I hear it.
I think one size does not fit all is just the only thing I can say. So everybody loves differently. There's love languages for a reason. I think that the most important thing about love is, instead of thinking about how you want to be loved, like learning the person that you're trying to love and figuring out what they need from you and how best to be somebody that's giving love versus receiving love.
Maybe mine would be, love is a very strong feeling, but love, while the feeling can kind of linger, the experience that it comes from does not have to be a permanent thing. I feel like in my younger years, if I was like, oh my God, I'm in love, then I'd be like, I never want this to end.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that over the years I'm like, oh no, wait, I think in a weird way that maybe movies don't show you often is like, you can feel that emotion of love. It can be a valid feeling.
And it's real, yeah.
It's very real, and there's a bit of it that can stay with you forever if that's the case. But the experience or situation that it came from, that doesn't have to be a permanent fixture in your life.
Yeah, you don't have to be hung up on things that have
love
happened in
doesn't
the
have
past
to be an on
to
or off
acknowledge,
switch.
that there was something there.
Yeah.
I think the same thing, and I also think that, like you said, almost in the opposite, where you're saying to like give the love that the person's asking for, not expecting like more than what the person's might be willing to give you. There's always those people that are like waiting for like a specific like grand gesture or something, and the other person thinks that they're doing everything right, and there's like huge miscommunication, instead of just being like, that person operates and loves in this way, as long as it's like worth it and like good for you.
Well, and I think another thing too that goes along with that is love yourself first, because the point of loving is to be giving love. You know what I mean? And if you're not giving yourself love first, then giving it away and not receiving the same back is going to feel painful. Whereas if you are already loving yourself the way that you deserve to be loved, and then you can pass that love along to other people, it feels more fulfilling versus doing something for somebody that you love and expecting it in return.
Yes.
Sort of. I don't know if that makes sense or if I worded that right.
Yeah. No, I think self-love being maybe the most important love is a good one.
Okay. See, I made a point. I made a point.
Point for Leah.
Check me out. Next one is, what scares you about the future? Pretty much everything.
T.
I am a control freak, and so things I can't control in general just scare me, and you can't control the future. So if I can't plan it, it freaks me out, probably in general. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think this is like a terrible question just because there are so many horrible things.
Yeah. On what scale do we want to?
Beans dying someday, me dying someday.
Yeah, all of the things.
Yeah. We do a whole episode listing all the things that scare us about the future.
No, I can't say anything specific because there's too many like tied that would bring the episode down.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Broad scope, more stupid people continuing to be in control of lots of things.
Word.
And the world getting weirder. And then specific, maybe I don't ever want my individual world to feel out of control and lose like the freedoms of living whatever life that I want to have. So that thought could scare me, of ever having to, I don't know, go get a normal job or something.
Yeah, if the world changes to a point where I can't continue living the way that I live now, like in the ways that bring me happiness of like, yeah, being my own boss is fucking rad. Like if something changed where it would be like, nope, you have to go work in a salon for commission and 9 to 5 haircuts. If you have to go do something that's not serving you the way that you're being served now. Taking steps backwards, I feel like, would be scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if the apocalypse does happen and everything goes into disarray,
Yeah, and AI takes over.
what
and
scares me is if I cannot lead a cult in a post-apocalyptic world. That would frighten me.
Yeah,
if I
I'm going to
can't
have to be in charge of a lot of people so that way I have a lot of people in front of me. And then when the zombies come, I got
Correct.
time to get away. You
We
know?
could have neighboring communities,
Oh my gosh.
so we wouldn't fight each other. We would
Will you
just
guys
like
be our
the-
cult? Can we be a cult?
Oh, we have plenty of cult followers out there already.
Like those white people's parents.
Their parents love us
See?
already.
And that's good. If you got your parents involved in the cult, you're doing something right.
Yeah, we're great. We're
Yeah.
great.
We accept families.
Speaking of apocalypses, whoever's got this next question.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's me.
Brittany.
If today was your last day, how would you spend it? I would just spend it with my family, watching Scooby-Doo, eating grilled cheese. That's literally it.
If today
Rob a bank.
rob a bank.
Yeah, nothing matters. If today was the last day, like,
Yeah,
do all
but
the
then
stuff.
but then what if you went to jail and you spent your last day in jail?
So my family's rich now.
But what if you didn't get
does
away
it
with it?
end at midnight? I would rob the bank at like night. You know, like after I did all the fun stuff that I wanted to
Yeah.
do during the day, like watch Scooby Doo and eat grilled cheese, and then
And
like
then
put
10
on a
PM hits.
a balaclava and hit the road.
Hit the road, Jack.
Yeah.
Hit the road to heaven, you mean?
Well, no, I meant to the bank. But
I mean,
Oh.
if the road leads there anyways, you might as well stop at the bank on the way there.
That's fair.
I'm
yeah.
gonna take all those riches to heaven. You know, the pharaohs had it right. I'm gonna die in a bank vault, maybe.
Love it.
Hopefully.
You know, if today was my last day and tomorrow was too late, whatever the rest of those lyrics are, I would keep it a secret from other than maybe like a couple people. And then otherwise, I would make sure everyone's in on the joke, and then I would create some mass conspiracy about my death or disappearance. So then my story lives on forever and gets talked about on podcasts like this one, next to an ad about MeUndies.
Yeah,
something like that.
for sure.
So yeah, that's I would spend it planning a conspiracy or a mystery to make sure my legacy becomes an unsolved
That
mystery.
you don't get to enjoy it.
Well, yeah, but everybody else continues to talk about me, and
True.
you know,
My question is, how long do I know? Like, is it like I
Yeah.
have an
That's true.
expiration date? Like, do I get to plan ahead because I want to?
If you tell me the day of, I need padded walls.
Yeah. Because how long do I have to like process this?
That's it,
No, because
yeah.
I want to hire an orchestra, and I'm gonna bring everybody that I fucking care about, and I'm gonna sing every song that I love in front of a bunch of people. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
sing Celine
God,
Dion.
that would be the saddest thing ever.
Everybody just bawling their eyes out.
I'm
in
gonna
the
be
crowd.
like-
Like,
my
I want to
God.
like be on stage like singing like the fucking like circle of life
As
and
the
shit.
sun
Like,
sets,
Ah, Savannah.
and then you just poof and your clothes just fall to the ground, and you just poof away.
yeah, that's what I want. I want to spend my last
That's-
day performing. That would 100% be the thing with in front of everybody
Oh
that
my
I fucking
God.
love. That would be it.
so sad.
So fun.
Fun, but sad. Wow.
I wouldn't do only sad songs. I mean, it would be
It
like
would still
Party
be,
in
you
the
could,
USA.
You could be like, hey now, you're a rock star. Like, get your keyboard, go play, Leah, go.
yeah. That's what I want. I want
Wow.
everybody to
That'd be
be. I
so
want
fun.
everybody
A
to
big
miss
party.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want everyone
everybody
to
miss
wonder why they miss me. That's what I want.
Where,
See, and
where
I'm
is
like,
Ross
hey,
Tyson?
no one ever
Exactly.
perceived me ever again. I was never here.
She said, "I'll take my grilled cheese and I'm gonna go
And
into
I'll
my
go.
room."
You would spend your time scouring the internet for any leftover remnants of you, deleting it,
Yeah,
rid of it, so
yeah.
you never
Clearing my
existed.
browsing history,
Yeah.
probably.
So yeah, that's
Okay, that's a good one.
I
It
have
is
no
your
idea
turn,
who
I
it's best.
think.
Mine.
Yeah, right. That was you, Brittany, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Yeah.
Favorite relationship memory. Let me come over the last couple months.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Let me. Oh, I gotta go way far back. Let me think about that.
yeah, let me think really hard.
I
about
gotta get
this.
into the
Like,
files of my brain.
Like, well, it's not right now. So let me think. I'm trying to think of something.
with which one of us?
specific.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, Leah or Brittany. When Brittany proposed
Yeah,
to me, that was pretty fun.
choose wisely.
There was a day where I had spent the night at her house, and then we literally just planned nothing the entire next day. Like, woke up, ate breakfast, and just laid on the couch watching movies literally all day.
So my death day.
So Brittany's death day. Yes.
Brittany died. It was great.
We saw her off.
We did a practice
Watched
run.
Leah in concert.
Yeah.
You sang my eulogy.
And then I was writing down some of my cryptic last messages to leave over. Yeah. Nothing super eventful really happened that day.
It doesn't have to be. I feel like if it's just a good day.
Uninterrupted, nothing else was
Just
happening.
the amount of euphoria.
Yeah.
We just cuddled and watched movies all day.
Yeah. I don't know, because I feel like, again, it's like nothing that was like super crazy. There's 2 different days where it was similar. Like one day we literally like had a picnic and we went to the park and we took Polaroid photos, and we also got one of those like photos, the cameras from like the 90s where you develop them. Remember those from our childhood? Mm-hmm. They're really expensive to develop now, by the way, because nobody fucking does it. But we bought one of those, and we were like, we're gonna do a bunch of photos and like hang out and have a good time, and then we're gonna develop it a year later and like look back at them, which was really fun. So it's between that, and then there was one day where I was like, it was so nice outside. It was sort of like this time of year where like, you know, every now and then there's just that day where it's like 70 degrees out and you're like, what's going on? But like kids are still in school, and I was in school in hair school during this time, and I remember just being like, it is such a nice day. And I got down to the end of my street, like I was on my way there, and I just turned around and I went back home, and Nick was like, oh no, did you forget something? And I was like, let's go to Zoombezi Bay. And he just goes, fuck yeah. And so we went and we sat in the adult lazy river at Zoombezi Bay.
Yes.
And we smoked our little weed pens, and we drank at the little bar the whole day, like literally like from the time we got there in the morning at probably like 10 a.m. until like they closed. Like it was
amazing.
That
it was
sounds
fantastic.
like an amazing day.
It was, absolutely.
What is it? My favorite relationship memory? Probably when Zach and I drove to Salem on a whim. I think like I was borrowing someone's car, and then she was like, I would like my car back. And I was like, I got to go buy a car. But then I was like, oh my God, I have my own car, and now I can go places.
Yeah.
And we loaded up the orange pumpkin out there, and we drove to Salem, and we got an Airbnb.
Yes.
And it was the weekend before Halloween, and it was the same weekend that Sabrina came out on Netflix. So we got to watch it in Salem in our Airbnb.
That's fun.
And we didn't even know that like that was going to be a thing. And it was just so fun. Being there was like the
Sometimes
best.
it's the impromptu stuff, you know, where you're not expecting it to be such a like an amazing
You
day
don't have
or
the
experience.
expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Real
I
quick,
love that.
Did we pick our final
We
one?
did.
By the way, we do have that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just making sure. Okay,
I took care of it. Don't you worry.
perfect.
Don't you worry that pretty little head.
Did I just? Who just did that one?
I don't know.
I think that was you, because you were saying, yeah, that was you.
Yeah, because you were like, let me
Because you were
think
like,
about
let
it.
me, you were like, I gotta think
Trying
back
to
really
choose
far.
between Leah and Brittany.
Yeah. Friendship/relationship deal breakers. I would say lying. I'd say that's a big one. Unless it's something like, no, you're not having a surprise birthday party today. Like, I feel like if
It's off.
dishonesty is like one of those things where like I just can't do it. There is no reason. Like it's one thing if you're like, no girl, like no, not even that. If I look fat, tell me. Like if I have something in my teeth, tell me. I don't really care. Dishonesty is one of those things where I just can't do it. For me there's no good reason ever pretty much to lie. So that's mine.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Mine is when people, I feel like I've dealt with this in previous relationships, never with Zach, but like when they like slight you, when they're either like aggravated or, and like
gaslighting sort of, or
like you've made them mad, but they're not going to tell you that, or you've like annoyed them. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to start being bitchy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
I know
I
what
have
you
such
mean.
a switch for that kind of stuff. Like, if you can't have that conversation with me, or I don't know, like get over whatever the thing is that I obviously don't know I did, or whatever.
If we're
I'm
not
gonna flip that
talking
switch
about
off.
it,
Yeah.
and we're not And
that gives me the ick.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
See?
the ick.
We told you. We come back to it.
I don't know if that was
Literally.
the question that we were going
No.
back to or not.
Friendship or relationship deal breakers. You guys were kind of talking about like communication in general is huge, and I would also say one of my biggest ones is pessimism. Like if you're very pessimistic about everything and always looking for the worst in something, or something is always terrible or bad or what, I just can't.
I have another one.
I just can't do that. Yes.
When people try to make you choose sides when there's like a friendship, like,
yeah.
and people are like, obviously you can never talk to that person again, as if we're like 7 years old again.
Yeah.
Don't like that either.
I don't like, especially like when it's a friendship breakup that like you're not even remotely involved in.
Yeah.
It's one thing if like like if there's the three of us, Ross and I get in an argument and you're there like witnessing it and you're like, no guys, like let's not blah, blah, blah. But like you were there. I've had people literally were like, I was not even in the same like state. And they're like, so-and-so and I aren't talking anymore. And you're like, okay,
and
cool.
so then they're like,
that
so
has
I
nothing
saw
to do
you
with
were
me."
hanging out with Ross. It's like,
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah, we're friends.
bitch. Sorry.
No, don't get me involved in your friend drama unless it literally
I can't do
involves
drama.
me.
It shuts my whole body down. So when people think that like I have this like unwavering like forgiveness for like you losing your shit, as if you can't keep your own shit together. I can't.
Now, okay, if you're like Ross killed my dog, then I'm definitely gonna be like, okay, not hanging out with Ross anymore. He's clearly got some issues.
There's a line.
How come I'm the example in this?
You're in the middle.
Yeah,
Oh.
you chose to be in the middle.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's fair. Okay. I understand.
So there you go.
Is it me?
I have no concept of every single new question
It's
we get
because
to.
you're in the middle.
I'm like, I don't know where we are.
Yeah, it's Brittany.
Most meaningful gift you've ever received.
That's hard.
Wow.
This is a question that I wish I would have thought about before recording today so I could genuinely answer it, because I'm sure there's some gift that is not coming to me in this very moment that I wish.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, there's something that like I'm not gonna say that's like sitting at my house right now, and I get home and I'm
And
like,
somebody's gonna watch and be like, but I gave you. Yeah.
how could I not? The gift of life from the Lord, baby Jesus, God above. How about that?
Well, that's not how that happened, but
The stork.
yeah. Winry asks about the storks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's she getting that?
The Storks movie.
Oh. A movie I did not know existed. I was like, who's talking to her about
telling her about storks?
babies?
I'm
and
like,
stuff.
no, of course a stork doesn't drop you off. You come out of my butthole, you weirdo.
Yeah, I don't.
This is hard.
Yeah, it's like such a specific like. I can't think of any gift I've ever been given.
Okay, how about
and two,
let's
I don't wanna-
let's think of
Not
something
one gift
meaningful
ever.
that we've received maybe more recently that we can think of, because like I don't know like ever like most meaningful gift ever, but for Christmas I did receive from my sister-in-law. She got it was like a kind of like a watercolor painting. It looks like of Zima for Nick and I.
That's
Amazing.
So that was like definitely made me cry. That was something that very recently, like I was like, oh my gosh, my heart. I'm sure that somebody in my life is like, okay, but that one time, like
I gave you my kidney.
Yeah, like I literally gave my life for you. There's some ghost standing
I
behind
got
you, like,
hit by
hey.
a car for you.
Yeah, Jesus is back there, like, hey, I gave my life for your sins, or
What
whatever.
do you do? I'm taking the wheel now.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, give me the wheel.
Give me that wheel. I died for your sins.
I would say if it was recently for my birthday, my stepmom asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and she's a great gift giver. Usually, like I've literally talked about that on this podcast. But for my birthday, she asked me what I wanted, and I sent her like a little list of just like I've been coloring and I've been journaling and all of like the little things that I've been doing, and she got like the most perfect things that I wouldn't have been able to like pick for myself.
Is it stuff where it was like you would never buy it for yourself?
No,
because
I would.
of
I wouldn't because I don't have the money.
But like stuff that you knew that you wanted.
If I saw that in the store, I'd be like, man, I really wish I could have that. And I just thought this was serendipitous. So, of course, maybe everyone at this table knows that Taylor Swift is coming out with an album next month.
April 19th.
April 19th. TTPD. And she got me beads because I said I've been making bracelets that like specifically she did not do this on purpose, but like this specific beads that would go amazing with this album cycle, this era.
like color-wise and everything?
Yes.
Oh,
like
okay.
3 bags of like the most perfect beads that I had none. Everything is like glitter gel pen that I have, and this is a very like artistic album, and I had nothing for it, and she just got like every single thing that I would need for that specific thing without having any idea. So then I didn't have to go out and buy anything. I didn't have any intention on making any because I didn't have the stuff for it, and just like it was perfect. And I don't get a lot of gifts, especially like gifts like that where it's like multiple things.
Yeah.
It's usually like you asked for this specific like thing, whatever, here's this, and that's so nice too, but it just felt so like curated and personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, any gift is amazing. Would a thoughtful text on my birthday be considered a gift?
I feel like it can just
Well, I
be
bought you
like
cupcakes on your birthday and pizza, but yeah, the text on your birthday would be a great gift. Yeah, that sounds so delightful.
There's no point in answering now.
Who texted you?
Doesn't matter now. So yeah, my most recently meaningful gift that I've ever received was cupcakes and pizza.
That's what I thought.
Brittany and the family's friendship
Yeah.
on my birthday.
Okay, fine. So someone very meaningful texted you. You hadn't heard from them in a while.
Yes.
Okay,
and
great.
they it came from a place of like I think we've talked about like the whole like little at your service brand that I'm starting up of like making keepsake gift books to spread love to people and all sort of stuff. Someone was like, hey, I want to do my version of like a eulogy for you, the thing that you're doing to these other people. And they sent me just this book of a text and it made me cry. That's why I'm only choosing it because it made me cry.
it's because it's your real best friend, and I already know who it is just based on what you said.
So
That's so
that
sweet.
That
We're coming after you, Josh.
big that
We
huge
see
text
you.
would be the second most meaningful gift next to the cupcakes.
We're all expecting these text messages on our birthdays, just so you
Yeah.
know.
So yes, that's the thing.
I like that one. That was a good one.
Me.
Yep.
Yes, something you feel people don't understand about you. That I don't know. I try to be pretty open and vulnerable with like everything. Maybe just that I am a soft ball of goo inside that while I will sit here and be like, oh, like we joked about earlier, like I'm like, oh, I don't have that problem, guys, blah, blah, blah. Like, even though I try to not say it like that, I never want it to sound like that. Yeah, like I am confident in a lot of things, but also I'm like highly emotional and try to really think everything through at all times. And I'm not just sort of floating around.
He's not just this big buff man, you know. He's like
Yeah,
got
totally.
a chocolatey,
This is
like
why
chewy
I just
center.
can't even say anything on the show anymore.
Anymore. We just don't understand Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe season 3 will be all about getting to understand me better. How about that?
No, arguably, I feel like
Don't you think that was season 1 and 2?
yeah, I feel like you've
Should
talked
be.
a lot. Maybe you should shut the fuck up for season 3. We'll just tie him up in the corner
Yeah.
and we'll just be like,
You guys are gonna
We'll
be
just use the flowers.
I'm like,
oh, yeah, we'll put like a vine in his mouth.
Yes.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
No, I
Great.
love that because I feel like it very much is one of those things where like I think before I knew you on a super personal level, I feel like you were very much like, oh, that's Ross. He does like all these very professional things. And I didn't have like an idea of who you were on a deeper level than that. And I feel like a lot of people might have that side of you that they know well because they see those things that you create and maybe don't see this side of things quite as much because we're still pretty
I
new
agree.
at this.
I feel like everyone I know that either listens to the podcast or knows you or knows of you has like a preconceived notion of who you are via like your work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's not a bad thing because that is who you are, but there is like so much more.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did make that answer all about me.
Yep. Yep.
Well, it was your answer to the question. Something you feel people don't understand about you. I feel like even though I am like very openly a very empathetic person and stuff like that, I think what people don't understand about me is that like I am fully here to like help people and all that stuff, but also like I'm still figuring my own shit out, and I don't necessarily have space 100% of the time to also fix other people's problems. So that's something like I am more than happy like to like be there for people and be like somebody that you can run to if you like need somebody to talk to, things like that. I might not have answers, I guess, is what I'm getting at. I like to think that I can be helpful and be open and be emotional and be empathetic, but I don't, I guess, have all the answers all the time.
And you got to protect your peace sometimes. Sometimes you just can't take on someone else's stuff.
And that's something that I'm learning. That's something new to me, I think, is that I am learning that, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I have to be able to, like, protect my own mental well-being some of the time versus taking on, because I'm so empathetic, I think I absorb it too much. And so, like, I'll have clients or friends or acquaintances that'll be like, oh, this is this crazy thing I'm going through. And I'm just sitting there going, you know, but, yeah. I think just know that I care, even if I don't know necessarily what to say.
Yeah, that's a good one. I feel like that sometimes too. I don't know with me. Stop looking at me, everybody. Stop looking at me. I would say stop looking at each other too.
I don't think I looked at Ross once.
Yeah, I think Leah was like, "Ooh, look at the ceiling."
I waved past Leah, actually.
I think that it's very important to me that people know who I am if they're like at all like in my life. I think that I'm very easy to read or speak my mind. I don't know what people think about me outside of that, so I don't know what they would be getting wrong. Yeah,
that speaking your mind thing
and that's,
is a big like of I feel like that is actually one that I would absolutely add is like I feel like it would be an easy misconception, kind of like we were talking about, of like anytime you do, like if you are confident in yourself or like own what you do or whatever, like somebody could absolutely look at me and be like, oh, he has 3 podcasts and he fucking does all this stuff and he likes to be in front of a camera and all this sort of shit. Like he thinks he knows it all. And it's like, I just like sharing stuff.
Okay, here's my thing with that. Like, and this is why I feel this way about this question. So what?
Right, yeah.
You look like you know all the stuff, and that's why they think you think that. They think you know all the stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so I just am not concerned with like the outside perspective. I like don't think about it.
Yeah.
Which is great, ultimately.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm not really sure.
Is it your turn again, Brittany, for this?
Great. Why is Ross so hot? Fire emoji, drooling emoji.
I think you put that one in there. I'm not convinced that you didn't put that one in there.
I did not. I would
We
not
don't
sabotage.
know, everyone, whoever you are. We don't know.
Yeah, we literally don't know. What do you want from us? Ross, answer this question.
Some answers will be left to the universe and my mysterious death that will inevitably happen.
You can put that in your notes.
That will be one of
It'll be in his eulogy. Nobody
He's
knew why
missing.
he was so hot.
No one knew why he was so hot and why he made us all drool. Yeah, thanks for whoever said that. Probably my girlfriend or somebody.
Who could ever say?
Hopefully she watches this and she's like, yeah, that was me. And she's not like, who the fuck? No, I'm just kidding. All right, your turn, Ross.
Who do you trust the most? Well, other than the people at this table, I would say Josh. And then most recently, my girlfriend.
Do we want to name her, or are we just going to keep calling her your girlfriend? You're not ready for that?
I mean, we could out her name here on the podcast.
I would like to, because we have outed our partners.
Oh, that's true. Her name is Krista. My
Hi, Krista.
girlfriend,
Hi, Krista.
who
Yeah.
will be watching this. She absolutely will be.
Well,
so
now
she's
we
very
can
happy that you...
moving forward, we will.
Okay. Yeah.
That way we don't just have to
Krista.
be like, oh, your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Guys,
She's a
it's-
part of the
it's-
family
it's
now.
new for me on the show. I don't know
I
what to,
know.
I don't know what to do.
Well, now you do.
And we have millions of people that watch this.
That's
Do we
so
want-
true.
I don't know if
Selena
she wanted
Gomez
her-
might see this.
I know. I don't know if
Sorry,
she wants her name
Selena.
out there to all these people. But now it is. No turning back now. Sorry.
Ross cannot edit this out.
But no. I cannot edit it out, but know that I trust you the most.
Yep.
So.
Yay, we like that. I think besides Nick, I mean, Nick is the person I trust most. I probably trust Nick more than I trust me, because he remembers to feed me and I don't. So I feel like that's
That'll
a big
do it.
one. Also, these people at this table, that's a big one. I feel like I have like a very kind of small group of people. You know, I've got like some BFFs that I'm like, I know I could run to in a time of need. And that's enough for me, I feel like, you know?
Yep. And that's how it's supposed to be, I think.
Yeah.
You guys, Zach, and then like my little group of girls, my gals.
Yeah, I feel like we've got our girlies.
Yeah.
Like girls have girlies. You have Josh. You know, he's your girlies. I feel
He
like
is your girlies.
Yeah, he's my
Yeah.
girly.
Josh is so girly.
yeah,
Absolutely.
He is such a girly.
He's a little girly pop.
He's gonna watch this and be like, great.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, thanks, guys, but all right.
He's getting a lot of shout outs on this episode.
Yeah.
I
Shout
think
out to
we're up
Josh.
to
We
2 or
love
3.
you, Josh.
We do. We really do.
Is it my turn?
I think so.
In what ways do you feel you're still growing up? Most of them.
All of them.
Guys, listen to the 2 seasons of this show, and you'll find
Yeah.
out every single way that we feel like we're still growing up.
Yeah, I feel like recently the ways that I feel like I'm still growing up is like facing kind of a dynamic with my family that's different, of like me being an adult and having adult conversations with my family and having to establish like, no, I'm an adult and this is how I feel, and it's okay that I have a stance that's different than yours, even though like, you know,
You're wrong. Sorry.
even though you're my family and you raised me, or you know, whatever it might be. Like it's weird that it's gotten to a point where I feel like an adult, I guess, amongst the
Yeah.
people that I always considered like grown-ups.
Yeah.
But and
I
you're
would
also
agree.
having to assert your adultness, which feels like you're not
difficult.
quite there yet in their
Yes.
eyes. Yeah.
So I'm working on it. So I feel like that's a way that I'm still growing up personally.
Yeah. Ultimately, I feel like I would agree with it. Just learning more and more how to set harsher boundaries and being okay with
that's
that.
so
And just
hard.
like I've over the years gotten pretty good at setting boundaries, but I think for me it's like learning when to set harsh boundaries. Of like
Yeah.
really stand my
Where you
ground.
have
of
like, I'm gonna write it out for you, and
literally of just like, not just like a boundary of like, hey, like this is kind of how but really
Yeah.
growing up be like, no, this is what
is
it
it.
is.
And standing by them. I
You're,
think-
yeah, you're crossing some lines, or you're, you know, misunderstanding whatever, and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hard part about adulthood. Yeah. Not setting the
Yeah.
boundaries, but keep it like making sure that like you're like, nope, I am,
yeah.
this is the thing I said that I was going to
Yeah.
stand by. Yeah. That's hard.
well, I had to go to Winry's parent teacher conference as the adult. Like I had to be the adult there, and I rolled up and I was like so excited. Got into the parking lot and I was like, I don't just get to go in and like play with the toy cars on the floor. I have to like
Yeah.
talk to this teacher and like
Yeah.
that's not my teacher. I'm
how
very
is she doing?
confused. Yeah, and that was very adult. And then just taking in all of that information and being like, okay, so these are the things that I have to do. I have to teach my kid, make sure she knows, and just like very tangible
Yeah.
things where it's like accountability is a big thing about growing up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if you want a real deep dive into all our feelings on adulthood, the first episode of both
Possibly,
seasons
yes.
are those. And then
Literally.
pretty much that's scattered through every episode throughout this show. So
We
Yeah.
are just kids.
tons of points. throughout
Everybody's just
both
a grown up kid when you think about it. Yeah. Truly.
seasons. I think it's Brittany.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you listen to?
I feel like we might have answered this at one point, but
Probably. I listen to a lot of pop. I'm a pop girl, and I love all the pop girls, and some indie stuff, and I can't name everybody. Everybody knows I listened to Taylor Swift in the 1975 and any like thing. Really love Chapel Roan right now. Ross got me tickets.
Aww.
That was so nice. Am I allowed to say that? You can bleep it. If it's
I didn't
illegal
get
for
any
you.
tickets.
Ross got me.
That's
Really
the
love Chapel
most
Roan.
thoughtful
Beep,
gift
beep.
that you have ever received.
It is a really thoughtful gift. Thank you.
It was an exchange for the pizza and the cupcakes.
Yeah.
That got overshadowed by a text message.
That hurt a little bit, but that does make up for it. Thanks for the reminder that I just reminded myself. Yeah, really, really love her right now. Highly recommend. She just came out with her debut album, and it is so good. I can't get enough of
Now I'm
it.
gonna have to go listen to it on the way home.
Please do. It's really good.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that person
You do
and/or
too.
band. So I guess I'll need
Send
to
you both 2 songs.
Perfect.
do that. Yeah.
Okay,
I like
well.
when someone else kind of gives me the like, hey, let me filter through for you. Here's the coolest
Yeah, you
stuff.
gotta
Yes.
send the stuff that's like these were my
attention grabbing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of music I listen to: indie, alternative pop. Very think of any band that sounds like the 1975. I've listened to them. I have recently. I've entered my folk era.
Wow.
I have. I
That's
really
interesting.
Wait, are you listening to Noah Kahan?
have. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Who isn't at this point in time?
Me.
And also,
You should get on that too.
I'm like, send it over.
It's
Send it my way.
over.
it's I have nonstop been listening like that medium build. If
I
anybody
tried
listens
to
to medium
try.
build,
No.
very good. Yeah, I'm just
No
those
cons and I
are-
told you so for me. I really appreciate Krista bringing you onto like the good side of all of the things that I've tried to make you do and listen to.
Are those things you've tried to get?
Yeah,
me?
we've talked about Noah Kahan before for sure.
Yeah,
Don't
we
look
guys
at
got
me.
me tickets.
Don't look at me. I can't.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But I ended
would
up
have
getting
loved those.
tickets.
I would want those tickets
I would have
now.
loved those tickets.
Well, I was also about to bring up Krista to say that Brittany will be very happy to know that I have began listening to Taylor Swift, but
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't like her. I don't like her pop stuff. I will sit and say I don't like her pop songs.
You don't know that yet.
Okay, let me rephrase that just to not.
This is the TED Talk question. This is the TED
I
Talk
did want to
question.
say it. I was literally like, you know that guy in math class that's like turning red and his veins are popping out? I was like, don't say you would do a TED Talk on Taylor Swift.
I don't like her pop songs yet. All of her like very indie, folky, soft, I do thoroughly enjoy those songs now.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's more of like a lately I've been listening to.
Yeah.
Other than that, indie, alt rock, and Limp Bizkit. So yeah,
Nice.
Always. So you got to start your day with Limp Bizkit.
yep, did it all for the nookie.
I still don't listen to Taylor Swift. I listen to a lot of different shit though. I feel like it's difficult to like narrow it down because I feel like I go everywhere from like literally classical like Mozart kind of shit to like Disney to new metal and things like that. I love pop. I'm also a pop girly. I feel like Olivia Rodrigo had her album that came out last summer and she just put out like the extended version of that,
Do you
which
listen
is
to that?
I just listened to
good.
that.
It is very good.
I just took Winnie to her tour bus. She
Well,
did a
and-
world tour bus.
Yeah.
And I took Winnie so she could see all of this stuff.
I
album
love
is
that.
very
She
good.
Yeah.
she was inspired by Taylor Swift a lot. Like you can tell through her music that she is. So I feel like even though I'm not somebody that actively seeks out Taylor Swift's music, you can't avoid Taylor Swift's music. You can't.
She's influenced almost anyone in the industry.
Right. But and her music's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like when she has something that comes out, it's like it's everywhere. Even if you don't want to listen to it, you're listening to
Yeah.
it. So like but I feel like through Olivia Rodrigo, I'm getting a taste of Taylor Swift in some ways too.
What are your favorite songs from her new album?
Ooh, I really liked. Oh, that's hard. I feel like is it called Make the Bed? Making
the Bed. That's
that
one of my
I
favorite
feel like
too.
was probably my favorite off of the album, and a lot of the ones that just came out on like because it was Guts and then it's
Guts
spilled.
Spilled. Yeah.
There's folky stuff actually, sort
Stranger?
of like yeah.
And just
There's
the girl I've always been.
Yeah,
It's
and,
so
like-
cute. Like Alanis Morissette vibes.
yeah, American.
Oh, so American.
So American. Yeah, a lot of those were very like, oh, just very like an acoustic guitar and her singing,
Yeah.
which so I kind of liked that was sort of like her, I don't know, version of music that's more felt a little more personal than like the same like
And
kind
I,
of
yeah,
like
I like that
upbeat.
they were put separately because they are like here. Like Guts is so like ragey.
it's
teenage
very
angst.
very like upbeat, like in your face.
Yeah,
and
then
those are
Spilled
sort
is
of
like more like, okay, this is how I feel like if we're getting to the nitty gritty insides.
Yeah.
I also like am sappy and sad and
My release radar knew what it was doing because it put Stranger from that album, like the new, and it's very folky.
yeah.
It knew exactly what it was. It was like, hey, check this out. And I
Yep.
was like, sure, why not? And then I was like,
That is
yeah.
pretty much the only way that I've been discovering new music because I don't really listen to the radio. And so Spotify will literally be
don't
like,
either.
hey, go listen to this. And more often than not, I'll see something and I will think to myself, you know what? You don't listen to new music anymore. And I'll be like, you know what? I will listen to this. The one thing I have not listened to yet that it's been sort of pushing my direction is the new Justin Timberlake album, which it's, you know, he's a pop guy and I'm sure that I will like it. I've heard great things about it, but I have not listened to it yet.
I haven't either. Also, Chapel Roan is Olivia's opener and is produced by
Oh my
her
gosh.
producers.
Okay.
So very
yeah,
Cool.
send it to
So
me,
good.
guys.
so good.
Put it in the freshly pinned, honestly, same group chat at
Yep.
the top of your text, Brittany.
Freshly pin us. Mine's
Freshly
old now.
penis? What?
Freshly penis.
Freshly
I actually don't want to repeat
what
what I
don't
said
you
because it
un-
also sounds bad. No,
What
freshly
don't you
pin us.
understand about freshly penis?
Yeah, no, I don't know even know why I asked. I don't
Yeah,
know.
duh.
Yeah, you need to pin us.
But what I will ask, is it my turn?
Yep.
I think so.
I started because I was like, God damn it.
The music, yes, yes. What has changed most in your lives since season 1? Well, other than a new relationship,
That'll do it.
and her name
Yeah.
is Krista.
Yep, that's
In
true.
case anyone missed that. I would say this show has brought like a new way of connecting with people, and I feel like I've at least found and been told by a lot of people who check out this show that I feel like they've been able to learn about us collectively, and when they're telling me individually, they've been like learning a lot of new layers about me, and it's formed a lot of different types of friendships, new friendships, and like different connections in friendships.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like the show connected with people maybe more than what I thought it was going to when we started. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you should have had more faith in us.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like you connect with people on a deep level in what you don't hear. But
Yeah.
I think that this is sort of like, it's less about personal, like, hey, tell me your story. And it's more about, hey, let's dig into these like nitty gritty areas
Life
of our
itself,
lives.
rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that maybe people didn't like. I mean, you're interviewing other people, like you're asking them the
Yeah.
questions, and here you're actually the one that's like getting into the nitty gritty on your life too.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel like it's opening doors for people to see inside of like your, emotions and brain in a way that maybe they haven't before.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things have changed for me since season 1.
We
I
obviously
feel
got
like.
rich and famous.
Yeah, I'm
did get rich and
super
famous.
fucking
Not you,
rich and
Ross.
famous.
I went on a date with Selena Gomez, and I got
True.
kidnapped and beat
Yeah.
up, and had to rebuild a friendship with these guys.
Not
But, I
exactly
mean,
the same as the life that we live.
Yeah, we don't exactly want to
but
talk about that. We got a new studio.
We did get a new studio. We upgraded.
I love that for us. That is very different. It's not freezing all the time.
Yeah.
We
a
can
big
control the
thing.
temperature here.
I don't know. I've done a lot since season 1. I'm working for myself. I'm like growing my eyebrows back. It's a big one. My dog
It's a
died.
big one.
Which was really even still is difficult. Like there's been great things, there have been bad things. Life changes pretty consistently, I feel
Agreed.
like, and it's been, I mean, only if we really think about it, it's only been a year since we
Really?
started this process.
true.
I would actually think, I would say, if someone was like, how long have you been doing it? I'd be like, 3 years.
I know it feels like
does.
There's
seem
2
like
seasons, 3 years.
yeah, 3 years probably. Yeah.
2 seasons in 1 year. Be like, no, we've been doing this for 3 or 4 years. So-
Truly. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's been a lot. There have been a lot of like random life things that have come up and changed, and like, we talk about them sort of as we go. So I feel like you guys know. You guys know
you
what's
guys have
going
been
on.
keeping up to date.
Yeah.
I would say this is like a constant that was a change in my life, having like somewhere to be, people to see, like something tangible to make. But same as Leah, where like just good things have happened, bad things have happened. I feel honestly, again, it's only been a year, so I feel like not too much has changed. When I was on social media, I really did love how people were connecting with the podcast, and I feel like that's grown.
Well, that's a big change of not being on social media.
True.
That's a big thing.
And by this time this comes out, I don't know. So my thing with social media right now is I didn't know how long I was going to let it go, but I'm just waiting until I'm like wanting to sign in. Like I'm not
Yeah.
holding myself to the standard of like not being on social media anymore. I just don't. There hasn't been that time where I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to jump back on. Like that could be any day. It just hasn't come out of me yet.
So you haven't seen that we hit 5 million followers on the Honestly Same Instagram at Honestly Same.
I got the check in the mail, so then I knew.
Okay, so you did get the okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Oh, I
making
broke
sure.
vegetarian. That's a thing.
Yep.
That's a thing I did. I'm going to be going on tour for a month.
Yeah, you
so
gotta be
I'm
able to
like,
get your nutrients.
mozzarella sticks and French fries probably just aren't going to cut it. So
That does sound good though.
I might do it when I get back. Who knows? Maybe I'll like stop eating meat again once I'm home and comfy, cozy back in my house.
can
I
do
don't know.
It's
whatever
cool
you
to
want
switch
whenever you
stuff
want.
up, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yes, but same thing. I was never like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know. Things just change,
Yep.
you know?
We will do the show for the rest of our lives though.
we're going to be here old and gray and
we'll-
wrinkly as
yeah,
hell.
We'll keep things updated. with
Unless we get
everybody.
Botox, which is a good
I
possibility.
wish. Well, start paying me more so I can get Botox.
Yeah. Will you guys give us money so we can get Botox?
Please.
If that's up
It
to
would be
them,
great.
Give us more
You have
money.
a great forehead. You don't have any fucking wrinkles on your forehead.
Thank you.
Which is
I
crazy
am
with how he
wonderful.
is with his eyebrows.
I know. Well, you won't be able to do that anymore.
Yeah.
What that?
Yeah.
My eyebrows.
Say goodbye to your acting career.
Oh shit.
You're going to have to create all new emotions.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't believe this is happening.
Is it me that answers this
It
one?
is.
Oh, that worked out perfect.
Perfect.
Leah, what are some of the things that you do to treat your OCD? Ignore it mostly. No. So this is actually a really great question because up until recently, I pretty much have ignored it. Mostly because I have a very livable, like, version of this disorder. So I have pretty much up until this point been like, yeah, I have tics and there's things that I do and things that I notice. But it's never really hindered my like life in any way. And then Nick went out of town recently. I ate way less than any human probably should in that amount of time and asked him to order me a pizza from like many, many states away. And I was like, wow, I have decision paralysis and this is really bad for me. So I actually I feel like it was when he was gone. So it was a couple of weeks back. I reached out to an OCD clinic that specializes in OCD and anxiety and was like, hi, help me. And somebody should hopefully be getting back to me in the near future.
That's
so
cool.
Great
Okay.
step.
hoping, and honestly, putting chicken back in my diet has helped with my decision paralysis when it comes to food because it opened up a little bit
Yeah.
more of like a gate for me to just be like, hey, I can just make something like a cold cut sandwich, like I can do those things now. So that was really helpful. If anybody is out there struggling with OCD and you are noticing stuff and you're looking for somebody to help you with that, again, like what works for me might not work for you because what I experience, I feel like, and again, it was called the doubting disease for a reason. So a lot of the time I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. And maybe it's worse than I actually will admit to myself. What I think you need to do if you're struggling with it is, first of all, admit it to yourself. Hey, I have a problem. This is not good. What I'm experiencing is like getting in the way of my everyday life. And exposure therapy is a huge part of it. If you're somebody that's afraid of germs, you got to expose yourself to germs. If you're somebody that is like afraid to leave your house without switching the light switch 37 times, you got to just do that and allow yourself to realize that the repercussions are not coming. There are a lot of ways that you can cope. I would say finding help from somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about is 100% what I would suggest. And for the maybe 20 minutes I was on the phone with somebody trying to figure out how I was going to schedule and all of that stuff. Another thing that's important is if you're doing therapy, you can also go see a psychiatrist. Those things work together very well. It's not really one thing or the other that you have to choose between. You can do both.
They're just
and
two tools.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So that's my advice if you're looking for it, or if you're just curious about what I do. It's pretty much nothing at this point, but hopefully something soon.
Something soon. Okay. Would you rather never have to eat, sleep, or breathe or breath? Sorry to whoever was so nice to send us these, and I just eat, sleep, or breathe, but still be alive. I think I would never want to. I want to say sleep because we spend half of our lives asleep.
Yeah.
And I only love sleep because I need sleep so bad. And so I think I would say sleep and just do crazy fun stuff. Like if I'm not going to get tired, then I would be fine not sleeping.
Yeah, that's
So
my
I
answer.
would say sleep.
Yeah, my answer is sleep. Yeah, if I'm not going to get tired and I don't have to sleep, love that.
Yeah.
Mine is actually breathe, because I have a hard time breathing a lot of the time because
True.
I'm allergic to fucking everything. I enjoy eating and sleeping so much that I feel like I would not want to give those things up. But breathing, like imagine you could just go underwater and like hang out down
True.
there if you wanted.
Oh.
You go into space. Well, you can't just go into space without a helmet because you'd freeze and
Yeah.
implode or
The
whatever.
logistics
Not
of
space.
space.
But the
I
ocean.
don't have it all worked out yet, but I choose breathe. That's what I
Okay.
choose.
Okay.
Yeah, that was mine.
What's the most awkward interaction you've ever had with a complete stranger? I really cannot think of one for this other than one when I was a kid. I was at Disney World. mistook another lady for my mom. They had the same
Oh
jacket.
my gosh, yeah.
And I ran up to her in a store and like gave her a huge hug from behind. I was like, Mom! And she was like, who?
I'm not your mother.
Who do you think I am? And then I was like,
I'm
oh.
sorry, but like some random lady had a child run up to her at Disneyland. Like, do not act like you are upset to be hugged by a
And
child.
I don't know if she got upset, but I got it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
That
God, you're
happened
not
to me
my
in a
mom.
Walmart, and I was just like a teenager, and it was another teenager with her mom, and she grabbed me from behind.
she thought you were her mom.
Who
She
grabbed
thought that
the
I was her
mom?
friend. No, it was a teenager with her
Oh.
mom, and I was with my mom, and so it literally looked like I was being kidnapped. She like grabbed me from behind and like was
Did you
squeezing-
my
think you were being
gosh.
kidnapped?
essentially,
Yeah.
and then I like turned around just mortified, and then she was mortified.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is what happens when you go to Walmart
That's true. Yeah, or Disney World.
or Disney
Yeah.
World."
Yep.
I don't know if I have like a super, like if there's one that like super sticks out to me in my brain, but I feel like, and this was not like the most awkward, but this is just what popped into my brain. I remember when I was working at the mall, but I was not clocked in. I just like happened to be at the mall that day.
Any day at the mall is a weird experience.
Yeah, and
Or a Walmart or
this
Disney World.
this elderly man came up to me, and I was just literally walking in the mall. I was not in a store, and he just goes, "Do you work here?" And I was like, yeah,
Kinda.
but like what?" And
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Can you tell me how to get to whatchamacallit?" And I was just like, do I just resonate like works at mall?
I would every time I would go anywhere in the mall, this is the most awkward thing that's
Oh,
ever
no.
happened to me.
Okay, memory unlocked.
Okay, I was working at Lush, and this mom of like 3 would come in like once a month, which is a lot. Like
That is
it would
kind
sell
of a
bath
lot,
bombs
yeah.
and soap, and so I had a good memory of her. And we were a really small store with not a lot of employees, so I helped her a lot.
Yeah.
Like she would spend like an hour in there, and she came in one day after being in there like 10 times. Okay, I know her name. I know her kids' names. I'm watching them grow up.
We are in this
Seriously.
together.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, she's getting so big, blah, blah, blah. And I said something about her kid getting so big when she was in Lush, and she looked at me like I was absolutely just
Oh, no.
stupid. And like just decided she wasn't going to talk to me anymore. Like I freaked her out. Okay. So then I go on my break, and I'm shopping in Sephora on my break. And she comes up to me and she's like, "Can I ask you a question?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, yeah." Because like it's her. And I'm just like, and she's like, "Do you have this in stock?" And so then I had to be like, I don't work here. Like,
has no
how am I
idea
in
where
this
to-
position right now?
I like the
Oh
idea
my
that this
God.
lady and this old guy just think that mall employees that
that's
you just work
the
in
whole,
the mall.
yeah, they think that
like the mall.
Like you walk in and somebody hands you a name tag and they go, "Guess what? You're going to be at Macy's
Yeah,
today."
you're at Macy's. Yeah, yeah.
You just get to. I mean, we
That's
worked
hilarious.
next to the kids' play area, and every 5 minutes, someone's like, "Where's the bathroom? Can you put me in this direction?" And I'm like, "I can, but that's like not my job."
Yeah.
And then you come in and you're like, "I'm gonna fuck up your conversion right now.
Yeah.
Where's the bathroom?" And I'm like, "Piss your pants
Yeah.
right now.
Absolutely.
right now.
Do it.
Out of my store."
Absolutely.
Leah,
This
oddly
is the
enough,
most.
this one is
this was
also
asked
for you.
8 times.
Our most asked question of this Q&A.
Wait, are you the one asking it?
No. This is, again, it fell to you.
No, it didn't.
I just did
Oh, yeah, you
the
did.
stranger one. Yeah.
I was gonna apparently gaslight you.
Yeah, no, that's not what happened.
So this one, I love this question because we've had like, oh, like what's your fondest memory of like blah, blah, blah. Like, why is Ross so hot? And then somebody's just like, show us your butthole. It says, will Leah get an OnlyFans? Probably not. I don't see
Is
that
that like the
happening
most
for me.
appropriate way to ask that? Like, will she? And not like, does Leah have any plans? It's like, can you ask her if she'll make an OnlyFans for
you-
me real quick?
Can you put in a good word for me? So I am all for, you know what? Make that bread. If you do it, I'm all for that. You do it. I don't think that's for me. If you want to buy pictures of my feet, like, let's talk. If you want to buy some underwear from me, let's talk. I will sell you that stuff.
We don't need OnlyFans. We can just get straight cut the middleman
We
out.
also have a Patreon, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
You would know
Tier
all about Leah.
67.
69.
69 is where you get all of our news for
Like going up an elevator.
$10,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
About my butthole.
Specifically Leah's butthole. And also my butthole.
Yeah.
But if you don't pick wisely, we also have a mystery grab bag of our nudes, and you might think you're getting Leah's butthole.
You don't
but
know
get my
about what's
butthole.
behind door
Yeah.
number 1. You don't know what's behind door number 2.
You really got to be in a gambling mood when you get onto level 69.
Yep. It's not coming. I'm sorry. I don't think
There
that's
goes
for
those
me.
subscribers.
Sorry, y'all.
What are you most insecure about? I was just talking to Zach about this the other day. So
What did you do?
I hit
Did you just
I
kick
hit the
out of
microphone
note?
button and it says just talking to Zach about this the other day. So I'm glad that, and it went under this Leah and OnlyFans. I was just
talking to Zach about this the other day.
I was just saying, I really hope she does it.
So what are you most insecure about?
Yeah.
Me having an OnlyFans. What's that gonna do to our ratings? I don't know.
Waking up one day and realizing that like my body is totally different from right before I got pregnant. Like I feel like I just got pregnant. I was pregnant when I was 24 and now I'm 29. And it feels like I blinked and now I like, obviously life has changed, but like it just gives the microphone.
Just give a little smooch.
Life just goes by so fast.
Sometimes you just gotta liven up the experience.
They want sexy content. We're giving them sexy content.
I brought it down a little bit. Just let me. Yeah. So I think it was just like very recently. It was just very jarring to like wake up and be like, oh, there's nothing I can do about what like time and like babies did. I can, of
Sure.
course, there are things that I can like fix about my body, but there are also things that are just forever changed that I just like woke up and they were.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
absolutely.
I feel like lately I've kind of uncovered that I am rather insecure, not so much about what people, a little bit about what people think of me more than what I thought, but more so when people misunderstand me. Because I feel like I'm so like, I want to talk to everybody about any misunderstanding that has happened. So then when people don't operate that way, I'm like, my God, what do they think now? If we just can't talk about, like, we got to address
That
this
woman
problem.
thinks she's my mom.
Yeah, I need, please, if you're listening, DM me. I need you
She
to
starts
know.
running away, and Russ is like, I have to explain
Wait,
myself.
come back. I thought you were my
little
mom.
tiny tot Ross.
Thomas, if you will.
Thomas. Little tiny Tom.
Yes. Yeah, probably that. I feel like I've uncovered some insecurities of like if people have a misunderstanding about me, I like feel the need to address it.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily out of the like ego thing or like, no, they can't think that of me, but like, no, I don't even want us to have some weird misunderstanding that makes things weird between us.
Yeah.
Like if that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000%. My biggest thing right now is how loud I breathe. I'm allergic to fucking everything. I'm constantly sniffling. I feel like if I were in a room with me, I'd probably be annoyed by me. And so I'm thinking about that a lot. Like if I am having like a day where I'm really congested and I'm sniffling a lot, I'm just thinking, oh my God, everyone around me right now must be so fucking annoyed just like listening to me breathe because I sound like that kid from Hey Arnold that's in the background going, because who wants to be that? Nobody wants to be that person.
It's
I don't know.
allergy season.
It's always allergy season in my house. So that's my thing. I'm working on it. I'm getting allergy shots. I'm trying.
Me? Last book you read, I don't really read books. Does an audiobook count?
Yeah.
Of course.
Then a book by two pro wrestlers called the Young Bucks called Killing the Business, about their journey and career and how they've done a lot of very, very cool things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The last book I read, like that I finished, was oh my God, I'm in like a series and they all have like similar names. I'm reading the Akatar series. It's viral. Everybody fucking knows it's smut.
Very smart.
It's very smut. It is. I want to say it's the third one. It's the pink one. Wings and Ruin.
Chamber of Secrets.
Somebody's gonna be no. That's the second Harry Potter book. How dare you? No, I honestly I can't remember which one is which, but it's the pink one. It's the third one. I finished it. I don't remember which one it is, but it was very good. I liked it.
I, during our bucket list episode, said that I had a goal of 20 books for this year. I'm at 25. I just finished my 25th book today.
Incredible.
The last book I read was a thriller, and I've been reading a lot of like thrillers by the same lady because I feel like she takes a lot of concepts that are like kind of have already been done, but then she puts like all of these twists in it, so you just like can't grasp onto what's happening. So it's like easy to read because you already kind of know the story, but then there's like then you trust certain characters that you shouldn't because it's a different book, it's a different story. So I have read probably like 15 of her books. I don't remember which one was last.
What's the author?
Frida McFadden.
Okay.
She's like top on like book talk stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which usually, depending on like the book talker, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to read that because you recommended that and I know your style or your taste or whatever. And she's definitely one that like, because she has so many ones that like go up to the top, people don't respect her because if they rate it low and then she, you know what I mean? She's just putting out too much work. But I love her stuff. They're very easy reads, and I'm always left like, there's always at least one twist that I just didn't see coming.
So what's your new goal? If you're
40.
almost, okay, I was going to say, if
Yeah.
you're almost at that goal.
We're not even halfway through the year.
Oh, well, actually I set it to 30, but I already know. I mean, I'm 5 away from 30 now, so.
Right. Well, and if we're this early into the year, I'm like, realistically, like you could.
100.
Oh. Ooh.
Challenge accepted.
100 books.
Wow.
We'll find out either in the pre-post between season 3 and 4 or just season 3 at some point later this year.
Challenge accepted.
I
Genuinely think that I'll get to like 50 to 60 because something about me too is the second I fall off, I'm off the wagon for a while.
I don't think I've read
That's my
30
problem.
or 40 or 50 books in my life. Goosebumps, maybe.
Yeah.
R.L. Stein is, you know what? What were the other R.L. Stein books?
Fear
Fear
Street.
Fear Street. I
They're
read a
coming
lot
out
of
with a new
those.
one,
Yep,
a new
new
movie.
Oh
movie.
yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing that.
We watched
Zach
the
told
first
me.
one.
I know, but I remember seeing like that there was a new one coming
Yep,
out. I meant.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. You're like, I know, I was there.
I was there.
No, yeah, I read a lot of those growing up. The R.L. Stein Fear Street
Yes.
books. Those were great.
Leah, I think it's you.
What's a song you can't get out of your head? Ooh, it depends on the day. OCD like gives you earworms. It's intrusive thoughts like, and it's the
Yeah.
same snippet of a song over and over and over again. I would say What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish was something that I had stuck in my head recently, which is such a sad song that I'd randomly just like start thinking of something sad while it's playing in my brain and try
Just
not
playing
to
a
cry.
really sad
Yeah.
loop.
Yeah, pretty much. Like literally last night I was laying in bed like so that was the last one I can think
That's a
of.
good one.
I also get hardcore earworms. I can hear something in passing. Someone can hum something, and then I'm singing it the rest of the day, all day.
Yeah.
It's my lullaby to bed. But I would say probably anything by Chapel or Olivia right now, just because I've been like alternating because they both have new music out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say the main song that's been stuck in my head is a song called Blood and Sugar by Boys Like Girls. One of their new songs off of their new album.
Interesting.
Which is very, very good.
I need to listen to that. Look at all the stuff I have to listen to.
Is it Boys Like Girls, or is he using his deep voice?
It's definitely not Boys Like Girls. It's a slightly rockier version of The Night Game,
Yeah, that's what I was
which
assuming.
is what I wanted.
Yeah,
So,
I'll give it a listen.
I think it's
I
a very,
loved
very
Boys
good
Like Girls
album.
when I was younger. I was wondering how he was going on tour as Boys Like Girls when his voice has dropped 45 octaves.
Yeah, he doesn't sing the same. Like they really
Rebranded.
What's
Yeah.
the? Why can't I think of the word?
The balls dropping?
No, when you you do different
Harmonies?
Yes.
Oh,
why can't
the
I think of
balls
that?
dropping?
The balls.
I don't know. We're talking about people's voices changing. I'm like, I'm pretty
You
sure
know.
he was
No,
full grown,
genuinely.
but
They harmonize.
But he
pretty
did
crazy
not
in
sound
Heat.
like his balls were where they were supposed to be.
he was
In the best
very
way.
much. Ooh, Nick would call Boys Like Girls like a girl like emo band, like scene band around like that
the
time.
female gaze.
Like We the Kings,
Oh,
All Time
okay.
Low. Like he called those
Oh,
like
yeah.
the girl, like
Yeah.
those were the people that had like all the girls after them, and like all the girls loved their music. Whereas he was listening to
He was
I
so
don't know,
elevated in
Death
his
Cab
experience.
and shit, whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The new Boys Like Girls album. Very good.
I'm gonna have to give it a listen.
I will
Very
too. Me.
Brittany.
I said that I had no clue. I was just trying to assert some confidence.
I like that instead of instilling confidence and making somebody else have to do it, you were like, it's me.
Me. Describe your perfect day. Who, where, what? I would say would love to be in Salem with my family and either on like the water there because it's very beautiful, or just like in the middle of the town.
Yeah.
Just just experiencing everything. That's one places where I was actually like in the moment. I feel like a lot of the time I'm disassociating, and like even in exciting moments, I don't remember a lot of it, or I'm not like feeling it. Even though I'm enjoying it, I'm not like absorbing it. And there I like absorbed so much.
Well, and maybe because you didn't have the time to mentally prepare for it. Like you weren't dreaming up like, oh, we're going to go do this, and this. My problem is that I'll build something up in my mind like, oh my God, we're going here and doing this thing.
And it's never going to be what you think it's going to be.
Exactly. But you just like went for it. And then it was like, oh my gosh, look at how amazing this is.
Everything we did, it was like the best thing ever because we had no plans to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much.
Can I have 2?
1.5.
So then like a who, where, and not like... One would be with Josh just hashing out a bunch of creative ideas and plans literally anywhere. Anytime we've gotten like uninterrupted time to just talk about ideas and figure out how we can put them into action, those always end up feeling like the most amazing days. And then my recent absolute favorite days have been with Krista at her house on her couch watching movies.
I love that. I love that you're slowing down.
Yeah.
Oh, you scared him with that. Did you see his eyes
was
get
like,
all wide?
He like
What does that
glitched or
mean?
something.
Like, slow down? What?
Now he's going to go
He
home
said-
and start a new podcast.
Yeah.
Hey
Well,
guys, welcome to the
so
Live
much for
Fast
season-
podcast.
So much for season 3.
That has really sent him over the edge.
Oh man, this is hard. So as far as who, obviously I would take Nick with me anywhere that I went. I feel like I'd want to be near water somewhere that's like, I don't necessarily want to be on a beach. I want to be on a boat somewhere. Maybe like just somewhere where I'm like out on the like just clear blue waters somewhere. And I want to be just like soaking up the sun, eating good food, and like just like soaking up the moment, like no phones, just hanging out and like enjoying like where I am and what I'm doing, and like how warm the weather is and how good the food tastes and like all the noises and the smells and the feelings.
Love it.
Me?
Yeah.
You.
How best do you prioritize your mental health? I feel like we've covered the subject
for
a
sure
lot in the first 2 seasons. I think, what was the one... There was an episode towards the end of season 2 where I feel like we really dove into...
Like the whole episode, whatever it was.
It was like very mental health... like perspective on life and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's toward the end of season 2. We take a deep dive into that.
Please listen to that episode.
The quick hits would be... I don't even know. I don't think I get boundaries, focusing on actual self-care, like putting action behind thoughts of, thinking that you want to feel better doesn't ultimately do a lot. You do have to shift your mindset around a little bit, but taking action into things is one of the biggest things you can do.
I feel like, and being able to put yourself first and not feeling selfish for it. I think that's such a big part of like any kind of just like mental health, is accepting like, oh, I have to like do this for me.
I have to show up. Yeah.
Because nobody else can do it for you.
Yep. So we got a whole episode about that in season 2. Go dive into it. Leah.
What does being in love mean to you? I feel like I fall in love a lot. You know what I mean? Like with a moment, with like a song, like being in love for me as somebody that obsesses over things the way that I do.
I know. I'm like, I hyperfixate so hard. I would die for some
I was going to
things.
say that's quite literally like how I know, is that I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop wanting to dive as deep into that thing as I possibly can. Like if it's a person, I'm like, I need to know, like all of a sudden I have a celebrity crush. I'm like, I need to know your height, where you were born, what your siblings' fucking names are, what your favorite like I want to know everything about who you are and what you're about. I want to just absorb as much information as possible. If it's a song, I want to listen to that song a million times over. I want to go and look at that that artist's Spotify and listen to everything else that they've ever put out. To me, it's just it's absorbing something. Being in love to me is like absorbing as much of something,
Making
as
it a part of you.
bringing it into you and making it like, as much as you love that thing, you want it to be something that you're
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like this means something to me now.
Yes. Conditional things are like out here. The things that I'm like really like passionate about are a lot closer.
Yeah.
There's a good divide that I think is obvious for the things that I like prioritize and really, really care and love.
Yes.
Versus things where I'm like,
You're like, that's there and I
Yeah.
like it, but it's
Yeah.
Well, I love both of those answers. The only thing I would add is love feels like balance to me. I feel like whenever I feel a strong love for a person or a thing, like we're talking about, whatever, it feels like I'm better aligned with like where I'm supposed to be in life at that time. And it sort of like helps balance things out, which then either shows you what's imbalanced, or when that balance does leave, it shows you the things that you need to do to kind of rebalance stuff. So I would almost, for me, I would describe it as balance. It feels like things are in safe places, and I feel like I can like more like focus better on just like being more present and just living life more, and not having this like imbalance of like, oh, career stuff is going really well, but I sure do wish I had a girlfriend, to, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me, I would add the word balance in there.
love it.
Perfect.
Brittany?
Okay. What were your first impressions of each other? That's fun.
I feel like
think
we
we've
kind
talked
of
about
did
this
this
before.
sort of,
We
right?
definitely have.
Yeah, because you
But
thought
we
I
can
was
do
an
it
asshole.
again.
Yeah, I did.
You thought I was a douchebag.
Yeah.
You thought I was a fucking piece of shit.
Those were my words.
Dog shit.
Please zoom in on her.
I don't know how to get out of this.
I feel like when I met Roz, it was very much like he's a business guy. We're talking business stuff.
We did. That
we
was
specifically were meeting for business reasons.
Yep.
When I met Brittany, it was we're doing a podcast together. We're meeting for not business reasons.
True.
We're meeting for emotional support in podcast form.
Yeah.
So
we
I
just
feel
archive
like
our emotional support.
yeah, it's perfect.
Great.
So I feel like my first impression of you was like straightforward, was to the business guy. He's doing all kinds of business related things. And Brittany, I was like, I already felt like I kind of knew you in a lot of ways because Ross had talked you up. We had been friends on the internet for some time. And so I was just like, yeah, this is my new best friend.
I feel like there's a good testament about like who we are online, that like I wasn't shocked by anything about you when I actually got to know you. You're very much yourself online. And I try to be that.
Yeah.
Where you like, when I feel like when
You're like a ray of sunshine, both like on the line and off the line.
on the line and off the line. Thank you. I feel the same about you. Yeah, so that wasn't, Ross is like, yeah, so what about me?
No, you don't have to retell the story.
You turned out to not be a douchebag, and
Yeah.
that counts for a lot.
That's ultimately great.
That is really good.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes, wonderful.
It's the personal growth I see in you.
Yeah, I mean, my answer for Leah is exactly what she said. We met for business the very first time, and I was like, oh, what a dope band girl who's just like wanting to do cool things, and this cool, talented, artsy person. And then Brittany was like, oh, who's this friend of my friends who I really, really want to be friends with? And hopefully she doesn't think I'm a piece of shit, but then it turns out she did.
I did. You were like, let's go take pictures in a cemetery. And I was like, this piece of shit.
Was that the first thing we
No.
ever did? Oh.
It's close. It's up there.
It is close. And then you had to swim
No.
one time when you couldn't swim.
Yeah. See, you just kept trying to kill me and put me in horrible death situations.
That's very true.
No, the first time I feel like was when we did the photo shoot and Zach came along with the flowers for that t-shirt.
For a clothing
Yeah.
brand. That's
And
right.
then it built off of that. And then you got to meet Zach. And then the next time we did the blood shoot.
Yes.
And then you wouldn't leave my house because you're hanging out with Zach.
Yes, and then Zach and I hung out in
Yes,
your guys'
and so
old
the story
horror
goes.
room. And
Yep.
Yes.
I was like, okay, I'm done. And you're like, okay, I'm over here. I'm like, okay. Oh, you guys are friends now? Okay.
Perfect. I love that.
Who is...
I think it's... Is it my turn? I don't know who this is. The question, it just says single question mark.
And the answer is
No.
No. For all of
Double,
us.
triple.
Triple no
You know?
now.
For the first time on this show. A resounding no.
Yeah.
Can
No
you believe?
single.
Okay.
Brittany?
Who do you text most? I do not text. I am bad at texting. I don't like it. I can't hold an attention span, but probably you guys, because it's the best way to communicate with you guys. And we're just funny. So that helps. Yeah, honestly, probably you guys.
Wow.
Okay.
I send Zach very I'm like, dinner, question mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Single, question mark.
Single, question mark.
I hope he says no.
Let me check right now.
Mine would be two people that I continuously bring up this entire episode, Josh and Krista, and then you guys.
Yeah.
A lot of my texting with Nick is also dinner question mark. Food question mark. It's are you feeding me
Taco
soon?
Bell question mark.
Yeah. Do you want me to pick something up on the way home question mark?
Yep.
Did I eat today? Question mark.
I mean, we kind of said who our pinned conversations are. So
Yeah.
I feel like I have my group chat with a couple of close friends. I've got you guys. I've got my sister. She texts me pretty regularly. Yeah, I don't know. I text a lot less in my adult life.
Yeah, I do
feel
send
I
a
used
lot
to.
of memos because a lot of my
voice memo things?
a lot of my really good friends don't live here, and I can't be on the phone either.
Yeah.
I can't with the kids, so I have lots of good conversations over voice memos.
I do a lot of people. A lot of people and we do this thing where we send TikToks back and forth, and there isn't necessarily conversation in between other
Something's
than
being
haha,
said,
oh
though,
my
yeah.
god, yeah. But you're just sending things, and it's hey, I'm thinking of you because I know that you'd enjoy this, and that to me
Yes.
is enough. That's great. I
love
that.
I love that. I said
Thanks.
it too.
No, you didn't.
You were not part of that.
You were not part of that.
Well, I am a part of asking this next question. Describe your significant others in one word.
Oh man.
My real answer would be caring. But an answer that I know she'll be looking for when she watches this is an inside joke where I have recently started calling her a pilgrim. So that's the other one word, because she lives a very pilgrim lifestyle. And what does that mean?
Yeah, I would love to know.
She sits in the dark with candlelight very often.
Okay.
She tends to read and write a lot in candlelight.
Are you
And
in the lake house?
She and she gets very, for some reason, way too spooked when a light bulb starts flickering on and off. Which I assume if
That's
you showed
a valid.
if you showed a pilgrim that today, they'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
If you showed them a light bulb at all, I think they'd be like, "What the fuck is going
Yeah.
on?" But
It's
And I
funny that
think
you would
she-
end up with a pilgrim.
Yeah. Who knew?
You're like the opposite.
Yeah.
You're like
hey,
Hue
opposites
lights.
attract.
I feel like there's
I
there's
love the hue lights. I introduced you to the hue lights. Well, Nick and I think.
Did
right?
you?
Yeah.
I think my old roommate Joey did.
Nope.
Joey introduced me.
Yeah, I think Joey introduced me to the. You
Nope,
said
it was me.
Leah said, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was me.
Yeah, I feel like she has other pilgrim-like qualities that I'm forgetting currently. But yeah,
I
she's a
like Pilgrim.
She's a pilgrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Because
that.
that also makes me think of Scott Pilgrim. Saves the world.
Yes.
Really close. Really close.
Yeah.
Practically the same person.
Pretty much the same thing.
Oh, I don't know if I just have one word. Can I say it as an entity of 3 words? Golden retriever energy.
Yeah.
That's
For
good.
sure.
That's
I feel
good.
like that's a meme right now, but I feel like he is just everything about a golden retriever. He is loyal, he is loving, he's excited, he's silly, I don't know, that just encompasses Nick as a whole, and I feel like anybody that knows him knows that we have that black cat golden retriever energy thing, and it just
That's so
golden
funny.
retriever energy. That's not one word, but
That's good.
we're gonna say it's one word.
Zach also has that. We know this. But I would say that this is hyphenated. I'm just really proud of him. He's very hardworking. Any job he's ever had, they would take him back in a heartbeat. He's constantly being recognized for his hard work. And how often are people recognized in the workplace for the work they're doing? It doesn't matter how hard you're working. You usually aren't recognized, but they go out of their way to tell him all the time. And he never wavers. He does the same amount of good job each time.
Yeah.
I'm just proud of him for that. And he's learned so much and knows so much. Anything breaks. Anything. And he's like, let me go get my tool bag.
Yep.
I love that. Nick tries to fix a lot of things, and he succeeds after he has to troubleshoot it could be 3 things, and for some reason it might just be our luck that it's that third thing
Of
that
course.
we've spent a good $50 on random washing machine parts that need to be replaced. It will be that third one that
And
does
you
the
could
trick.
just really look into it and get it right the first time, but no, you have to go through the motions of getting it wrong a couple times.
Oh,
See, what,
no.
what,
I mean,
what Krista will at some point soon find out if something breaks while I'm around.
you have a drill now.
I do have a drill, but my immediate reaction would be, what if we rebranded it and then did this whole new launch campaign, and maybe that would fix
You
it?
would be
That's
like,
where that's all I can provide.
I know a guy.
Yeah, but like I do know somebody.
Let me talk to my connections.
Let me text my friend Zach real quick.
I'll have my
I
people.
guarantee he knows how
I'll
to
have
fix
my
it.
people
He can
talk to
change
your
a light bulb.
people.
He can change that flickering light
A
bulb.
Hue light bulb.
Yes, absolutely.
Full circle.
Okay.
Perfect.
Leah.
What is your significant other's worst habit? He used to be a nail biter, and he actually does not do that anymore, which I love because it's very, I don't know, that's one of those things that sends a shiver down your spine a little bit. I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't know what his like current worst habit is. I feel like maybe just, I don't know if this would be a habit. His ADHD keeps him jumping around from task to task, and I think that that's maybe something he struggles with the most right now.
I would say, I just figured this out. I think I might have told you when you were at my house, but I just learned this after being with Zach for like 8 years. That when he wants something, I'm always like, he doesn't ever ask for anything. What? Like, he's just like, he does anything for me, never asks for anything. And I've realized that instead of like just saying, hey, I really want Taco Bell, would you go get it? Or, hey, can you grab me a water? It's always, go take a break, go get yourself some Taco Bell. And I'm like, I didn't ask for Taco Bell. I'm like, do you want Taco Bell? He's
okay,
like,
is he Nick? Because Nick, remember, he's the person that he goes,
So, are we going to Dairy Queen?
like, we'll be on a completely different, and he'll just be like, so are we doing this thing that we had
Literally.
discussed that
Never
we were
once
doing?
brought up yet.
I'm pretty sure you said you wanted ice cream. Did you want to take a break and go get it?
Yeah.
Like, that's literally,
Nick.
he does that shit to me all the time. And for a while, I was like, that's so nice of you to like think about me in that way. Yeah, I'll go get us Taco
He was
Bell.
really wanting it.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Krista's, other than living a pilgrim lifestyle, she has done this thing 3 times now that literally gives me a heart attack. She has this habit of like, and this is where the light bulb thing comes from. If we're laying anywhere, laying on the couch, whatever, facing each other, she has this habit of if she sees something behind me, she will not acknowledge it outside of, and I know listeners won't be able to see this, obviously, but like, she'll just go like this. She'll just go like the most shocked look of confusion on her and then it makes me think like someone is secretly have broken into the house. There's a monster back there.
There's a spider
Yeah,
on me.
everything.
fight.
I
Like,
immediately go to
something.
there's a bug on me. If somebody
Oh,
gives you
yeah.
that look, or when somebody goes, don't move.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, there's a bug on me.
She does that, but with her so afraid face.
Yeah.
And just doesn't say anything for a solid like 10 to 15 seconds.
She
and
just
I literally
starts shaking and crying.
literally, she might as well. She just looks behind me and it's just, and like, again, one of those things was her light in her kitchen was flickering one time.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that's what you did that for? So yeah, that I would say is her worst habit, is currently giving me a heart attack because,
Well, she didn't want to hurt your feelings because she knew you couldn't fix it. She was like, oh God, there's something wrong.
oh no, he's going to want to do a whole campaign about this.
oh my God.
Okay, final question
We did it.
for this entire Q&A episode, our pre-post
It's almost
season.
10 p.m., guys.
It's pretty late right
Oh
now.
my God.
So let's get this thing wrapped up. Brittany, do us the honors. Our final question
Yes.
for this Q&A episode.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with life overall at this exact moment? I'm going to put myself in my own bubble and not the world.
Yeah.
general.
Our lives.
Yes. I feel really good with where I'm at. I feel very clear-minded. I'm taking my vitamins. I'm reading. Winter's on spring break. I feel the weather getting warmer. So I feel in a very, very good place.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay, so take all of that out, okay? Take every word I said out. Okay, here's my answer. 8.
So I'm in a really good place.
So I'm in a really good place.
If you were to label that on a scale with numbers, where
It's a
would
great
you
way to
put
stay in shape.
that? I would say, satisfied. How satisfied with life overall in this exact moment? Things feel very good, very balanced, and I would say, like, trying to like solidify some like work and career things. I would say I'm sitting at a solid 9.
I love that for you.
I also feel like, again, in a bubble where we're not, paying attention to what's happening in the world around us, and we're lucky enough to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like I'm in a great place. I'm in a new band. I'm going to be touring for a whole month, which is something that's brand new to me. Like, you know, in general, the longest I ever went out was probably about 10 days. So I'm also nervous, excited, and all those things. I feel like work is going well. There's nothing I can really complain about as far as that goes. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably sitting... There's like random things, of course, I'd love to change, or I hope that will get better over the course of maybe this year, and things that I'm hoping develop, or things that might die down a little bit. Sure. So I'm going to give myself like a 7.
I love it.
I love it. We're rounding out the last part of that scale, right?
Yeah.
now. The last part of it.
The important thing is that, we're on that tail end of it.
We have so
None of
many
us have
months
been like
to go.
one
Yeah.
Yeah.
or 2. So thank goodness. Samesies, I hope you're feeling a 10
Yeah.
out of that scale after listening to us talk for a very long time and answering all of these pretty fun questions.
These
are
were
a
a lot
lot
of fun.
of good questions, and a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like when I checked the submissions like a day later, I was like, oh, and like I kept adding them into this note, and then I was like, guys, we have like 40 questions, which I feel like is like probably
good
double
amount.
the first one that
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
I feel like for sure. Well, guys, we did it. Our
did.
post-pre
Post pre's up.
bonus episode has been completed. And I mean, can we tell the people that we'll see them for a season 3? Your silence speaks volumes. So I guess to find out if we're going to do a season 3, much like we left you on a cliffhanger in between season 1 and 2, make sure to follow us at Honestly Same Pod around the internet. You will not currently find Brittany there, but Leah and I will be hopping around, and maybe Brittany will hop
I'm
back in
there
at
in
some
spirit,
point.
for sure.
Brittany is there as a ghost. She is absolutely lingering in the deep dark shadows.
She's making all the lights
of our
flicker, and
Instagram.
Krista...
And Krista is getting very, very afraid.
She's like, can you tell her to stop?
Her pilgrim understanding of the world is not ready for electricity whatsoever. But guys, we did it. At Honestly Same Pod, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Give it a little Brittany microphone smooch. Make
Yeah.
sure to smooch
Everybody-
that. Find that follow and subscribe button and smooch it. Any final words before we say goodbye?
What's a good word? Anti-disestablishmentarianism?
Pebble.
Pebble's a good word. I like
It's good.
pebble.
Pebble and scribble are my favorite words.
Wow. They
Really?
both have
Yeah.
a bull.
Yeah. It's cute. Pebble.
You like
scribble.
abbles.
Yeah.
Abbles. Buttholeable.
No.
Oh, well, Brittany, what do we do?
I'm going to hit that button.